Western Maine title and a shot at the state championship. That's what's on the line this afternoon as South Portland hosts Thornton Academy. The 10-0 Riots come off a very impressive 21-0 playoff win over Biddeford. Equally impressive were the Golden Trojans in their come-from-behind 21-20 win over defending state champion Lewiston. These two did not meet in regular season play. Today, they battle for the Western Maine crown. Next up, exciting high school football action here on Channel 13.
Martin Memorial Field in South Portland, where this afternoon the Red Riots of South Portland will be hosting the Golden Trojans of Thornton Academy for the Western Maine title. And Jimmy, I guess after last Saturday, now this becomes an even better matchup.
That's exactly right. Thornton Academy has been fighting the knock that their schedule was a little lax. They never played Lewiston or South Portland during the regular season. Thornton Academy went up to Lewiston last week and impressively beat the defending state champions by 1 point. Interesting to note that South Portland also has a 1-point win over Lewiston in the regular season, so Thornton Academy has gotten respect. South Portland 10-0. They have plenty of respect, too.
I guess if we got one key to look for this afternoon, Christian Sommer, quarterback for Thornton Academy, extremely clever running the option. South Portland, an outstanding defensive team.
That's exactly right. South Portland is going to have to contain the option of Thornton Academy and, hey, score some points, too.
That's it. That's the setting. And in just a moment, the opening kickoff.
Live from South Portland's Martin Field, Channel 13 Sports presents the Western Maine Class A Football Championship. Brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottlers. Coke, can't beat the feeling. Yankee Ford, Waterman Drive, South Portland. Tri-State Megabucks, just imagine the feeling. Pete's True Value Hardware, Scammon Street, Saco. And by Seltzer and Ride Home, your Pepsi-Cola bottler of Auburn, Portland, and Augusta.
A country lawyer down east who's always saying, the large print giveth and the small print taketh away. You know, it kind of reminds me of them car commercials with the big letters flashing and all, and then down below they got them small letters that kind of turn the meaning of the big letters inside out and upside down. At Yankee Ford, they tell it to you straight, so you can leave your hip boots and your magnifying glass at home.
At Yankee Ford, make a shrewd car buyer out of you.
Excuse me, have you bought your Tri-State Megabucks ticket yet?
Can't say as I have. It's only $1 million this week. Small potatoes. I mean, what's $1 million these days? Anyway, they spread it out.
True. I suppose you couldn't use an extra $50,000 or so a year.
Well, hold it, fella. I didn't say that.
Sure. What's an extra $1,000 a week? An extra $136.50 a day?
Come to think of it, I could use a little spare change for the laundry.
What's $1 million get you these days? Play Tri-State Megabucks and just imagine.
Government Employees Credit Union now offers two types of home equity loans. Choose a fixed rate of 12% or select a variable rate of just 10.75%. Both allow you to borrow up to 80% of the equity in your home, and there are no points charged on either loan. Any government employee, federal, state, county, city, or town may join the Government Employees Credit Union. For details on these outstanding home equity loans, contact the office nearest you in Portland, Augusta, Togus, or the Brunswick Naval Air Station soon.
The Government Employees Credit Union.
All right, back here at Martin Memorial Field here, you see the records on the season. South Portland, a perfect 10-0. Thornton Academy, 9-1. Their only loss came in the last regular season game to crosstown rival Biddeford. A beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Martin Memorial Field. We will tell you South Portland won the toss, Jimmy, but they deferred to take their selection in the second half, so Thornton Academy elected to receive.
Well, you know, that tells you something about the South Portland team, too, Frank. Beautiful game conditions, 45 degrees, dry, breezy, and clear. But when you talk about South Portland, you start with their defense. They're putting their strength on the field by putting their defense out on the field. And also, it's kind of an insurance policy. It means they'll get the football to open the second half.
And the key, let's face it, is as we look at these two teams, is Thornton Academy scores a lot of points. And South Portland doesn't give up many. And South Portland's saying, go ahead, come with your best right here. And if they, I think it's a great way to start for a little bit of a psych job right away.
That's exactly right, Frank. Could be a great football game this afternoon between two very talented teams. I don't think anyone will argue that the two best teams aren't here this afternoon.
They're introducing South Portland's offensive starting unit. Mike Sayward, number 63, a tackle. And number 79, Jeff Walker. Check that. This is their defensive unit. The defensive ends. Number 38 will be Eric Peterson. And number 52 will be Mike Susi. And Jimmy, you could go on a little while about Mike Susi just on last Saturday afternoon.
Well, he really had a career last Saturday afternoon. 8 sacks in all against Biddeford by Mike Susi. 11 by the team over Biddeford in that 21-0 shutout of the Tigers.
Here's their linebackers, Mark Lubier and number 66, Ken Frank, one of the captains on this club. He's about 5'11", a little over 200 pounds. Their roverback is also their fullback. Check it. He won't start. Darren Melanson will start at roverback. Mike Pagoni also plays that position once in a while.
That's exactly right. In fact, yesterday afternoon, Coach John Wolfram was going over some finer points of that roverback or outside linebacker / strong safety position.
There you see the secondary being introduced. Paul St. John was 21. Eric Mora is 86. And the quarterback plays back there in the secondary also, Craig McLean.
And Craig McLean had 2 interceptions last week against Biddeford. 5 in all by this Red Riot defense against the talented Biddeford Tiger team.
And now the fans here at Martin Memorial Field being asked to stand. And we'll get the playing of our national anthem. The band and the playing of our national anthem. Our officials quickly this afternoon. The referee will be Don Allen, the umpire Steve Minnelli. The line judge is Earl Goodwin. The back judge is Kevin Martin. Dave Gagnon is the field judge, and the timer is Stu Sherwood. The Riots will kick off, as we say. Adam Thibodeau will do the kicking.
Thibodeau has a pretty strong foot. He's a straight-ahead kicker for South Portland, although he doesn't really have a booming kickoff. I've seen South Portland play 5 or 6 times this season. I can't remember once where Thibodeau has kicked the ball out of the end zone. And sometimes he'll squib kick it a little bit just to set up the defense. And I know one thing, they will be kicking away from the speedy Mike Babcock, who's back deep to receive.
Babcock is one of 2 deep men. He's on the far side of the field to us, as Thornton Academy to us goes to from right to left. On the near side is Dave Goulet. One of the up men is Dana Lambert. So we'll see. They try to keep that football away from Babcock, and we'll tell you why a little bit later on. But right now we're about set to get it underway. Adam Thibodeau will kick it away to Thornton Academy, and this Western Maine Championship battle will be underway. Pretty good kick right up the middle, and it will be Goulet. He'll field it at about the 20-yard line. He's out across the 25 to the 26-yard line, as again, they did keep it away from Babcock, and Goulet returns it About 15 yards on the return, out to about the 26. Well, they're going to spot it right about at the 25-yard line. You'll see a lot of lines out there. This is a little different, Jim.
This is a multi-use facility, if you will, Frank. They play football and soccer on this field, although they haven't played soccer on this field since the Western Maine Championship game a few weeks ago, won by Cape Elizabeth over South Portland.
Ball's actually on the 31-yard line. Here comes Lambert wide to the near side of the field, and watch Christian Summer run this club at quarterback. He is extremely clever as he fakes the give and gives to his fullback Lavoie. And on the first play from scrimmage, a fumble recovered by South Portland. Sayward comes up with the football.
Well, that's the big play defense of the Red Riots at work already on the first play from scrimmage. And Frank, you know, we were questioning a little bit about giving the football to Thornton Academy and putting the defense on the field for South Portland. Well, that's why Coach John Wolfgram did it. He knows his defense is his big play unit, and they come up with a big play already on the first play from scrimmage. Now we'll see the churn-it-out offense of the Red Riots go to work.
We take a quick look, and he went to their fullback Lavoie, but Sayward, number 63, the tackle on the right side, comes up with a loose ball. This is Melanson in motion. The give is to Rose. He's got running room. He's inside the 30 to the 25-yard line before he's tripped up.
You know, South Portland has a number of running backs in the backfield. Chris Rose, Jason Robichaud, Mike Fagoni, all run the ball very effectively, and they will shuttle in and out the whole game. Rose coming out of the game, Jason Robichaud in. Rose picked up 6 yards. They all run very effectively, and, you know, there really isn't one strong runner over the other one. They're all pretty much equal.
They run it from the eye for the most of the time anyway. And this time, they split wide to the near side. Again, Melanson comes in motion. Robichaud is one of the setbacks, and straight ahead, this is Robichaud cracking off the right side as he moves it inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line.
Now South Portland has a number of options. They really have 2 downs to make maybe 2 yards to pick up the first down as the officials take a quick timeout on the field for an equipment repair. So you really have got to figure, Frank, that they've got 2 downs to go for. Coach
there we
John
get a look at that backfield.
Really conservative.
Craig McLean, the quarterback, with Rose, St. John, and Mike Fagoni.
Already a change, though. Jason Robichaud has already seen action, although Rose back in there now.
Rose is back in there, and they're in tight on a 3rd and about 2 situation. Straight ahead, Rose has the first down and a whole lot more. He's inside the 15-yard line, a first down for the Riots.
I'll tell you, a guy to keep a look at, keep an eye on during this football game is going to be number 52, Mike Susi. He plays on both sides of the ball. The 10-yard gain by Chris Rose that time for the first down was because of the block by Mike Susi. Now, this kid plays an outstanding defensive side of the ball. He's also an outstanding blocker and only a junior.
Ball on about the 13-yard line. Riots threatening early. Split of receiver wide to the near side of the field. And again, Melanson in motion. And again, they go to Rose. And again, he hits off that left tackle slot. And again, running room and touchdown. Chris Rose, 13 yards, and the Riots lead it 6-0.
Well, there are no surprises for South Portland. You're going to run the football. They're going to run the football to Rose. They're going to run the football to Robichaud. They're going to follow their blocking. And here we take another look at it. Watch Chris Rose. He'll break a tackle. Look at that big hole right there. Then he'll break a tackle at about the 5-yard line. No problem, into the end zone. Chris Rose, the touchdown. The extra point is good by Adam Thibodeau, and South Portland grabs an early lead. We'll take another look at it from our end zone camera. Watch Rose coming out of the right side of your screen. The big hole, breaks the tackle right there away from Goulet, and then goes in for the touchdown. Chris Rose already 3 carries, 29 yards, and 1 touchdown.
So it's a 7-0 lead as Thibodeau adds the extra point, and we'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
We'll be at the Schaefer's, okay?
Remember, no parties.
Sure, Dad. Yes, they're gone. Come over.
Let's start it. Bring out the party. Let's break it out now. Coca-Cola Classic.
I can't believe they went home.
Great. Just great.
All right, It is 6-0. Let us correct that. Thibodeau's kick was wide, and it was not good. It is a 6-0 lead for the Riots, though, very early in this one. 9:41 remaining in this opening. And there we see the squib kick, and it's boxed around. One of the up front men will grab a hold of it. That's Turdage, and he's going to be dragged down.
I'll tell you, the South Portland Red Riots were really fired up. That was negative 6 yards on the return that time.
Yeah, he fielded the ball out at about the, looks like around near the 30-yard line, and he's back inside the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Well, now South Portland's strength is on the field, their defense, and they've got a 6-point lead already. Adam Thibodeau, by the way, that's the first time he's missed an extra point since the Chevers game 3 games ago.
All right, Chris Sommer brings him out. First down now. Sommer gives again to his fullback, and there's that play that they ran only once before. Babcock trying to hit it up the middle for no gain whatsoever.
It's interesting they ran Babcock up the middle. Usually they try to spring him to the outside, and Lavoie is the guy that they usually go to up the middle. Both Babcock and Lavoie have over 700 yards rushing in the season after 10 games.
Steves comes wide near side. Langstaff wide to the far side of the field. 2nd and 10 situation for Thornton Academy. They trail at 6-0. Sommer on the option. He's going to cut it up himself. He's out across the 25-yard line. Gain of a couple, and that's all.
And there's a flag on the play. Flag came in late on the play. And I'll tell you, neither team makes too many mistakes. Neither team really commits too many penalties. Maybe South Portland, the lesser of the two penalized teams.
This is against Thornton Academy,
yeah,
too.
Preliminary indication is a clip against Thornton Academy. Great. That was the first time that Sommer really ran the option, and South Portland did a great job of containing it that time and turning it inside.
Well, that's the key, I think, if they can contain and avoid that triple option where he can get that ball back to, especially Babcock, who's got the outstanding speed. That's going to shut him down. But as you see, it is a clip, and it's against Thornton Academy.
And I'll tell you, don't forget about Christian Sommer, too, Frank. 710 yards rushing, 757 yards passing. So he's just as dangerous running the football as Lavoie or really Babcock, although maybe he doesn't have the same breakaway speed of Babcock.
All right, the ball is all the way back on the Thornton Academy 13-yard line as we get a look at the starting offense here. Chris Sommer, Dana Lambert, Lance Lavoie, Mike Babcock, the tailback who can really fly. But right now they're faced with a 2nd and 20 situation from their own 13-yard line. They try to go to Lavoie, the big fullback who drags people along with him as he gets a little bit of a yardage. Lavoie, about 205 pounds. He's a pounding, bruising fullback.
And it's interesting, when I was talking with the Thornton Academy team this week, talking with Christian Sommer specifically, he said Lance Lavoie reminds him a lot of Bobby Giroux, who was an outstanding fullback who played for Thornton Academy State Championship game 2 years ago.
Well, Lavoie got 5 on the play, but it is 3rd and 15 now for the Golden Trojans from their own 18-yard line. Sommer sets up and wants to throw, looking for more. It's going to be, it's grabbed off nicely by Babcock. Great catch by Babcock.
Well, there you see the speed of Mike Babcock, and right now I think Craig McLean of South Portland is talking to his coach, John Wolfram. There was a blown coverage back there, I think, because Babcock really didn't have anybody on him. You'll see Babcock on the bottom half of your screen. He just cut through the picture. Now the pass by Christian Sommer right on the money to Babcock. Great tackle that time. And Thornton Academy now with a 1st down and driving.
First down from their own 45. This is Lavoie. Lavoie with running room. He's into South Portland territory as he cracks it across midfield and comes out to about the 42-yard line. Lance Lavoie.
I'll tell you, if there's one thing that you can knock of South Portland, sometimes when they give up a big gain like that 27-yard pass from Christian Sommer to Mike Babcock, sometimes they give up a little bit. There's a little lapse of concentration. And Lavoie just picked up another 1st down, 2 first downs and 2 plays right here for Thornton Academy.
Thornton Academy a moment ago back on their own 13, now on the South Portland 43-yard line. Sommer gives to Babcock. Babcock, quick hitter. Not much running room there, but he squirts out to about the 40-yard line, maybe inside the 40 to the 39.
Mark Farmelo had the runner that time hit behind the line of scrimmage, but wasn't able to hold on to him. And in fact, both Babcock and Lavoie are experts at breaking tackles, and Lavoie perhaps the toughest of the two to bring down.
Ball on the 40-yard line. Thornton Academy in South Portland territory. The first time this afternoon. 7 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the opening period. South Portland leading it 6-0. A 2nd and 7 situation. Lavoie. Lavoie is nailed as he gets it inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
Mark Parmelo over there initially on the hit, as well as Kenny Frank, who came over. The linemen for South Portland are very active. Even if they line up on the right or the left side of the ball, they will crisscross, run stunts at you left and right. And there's a lot of movement. Great athletes, a lot of quickness on that South Portland defense.
Ball on the 38. About a 3rd and 5 situation now for Thornton Academy. Let's see if they pick it up. Nope. Did not get it off in time, I guess. Thornton Academy offsides is the call. Somebody must have jumped on the Riots.
They must have jumped, or they may have lined up offsides, because the ball was never snapped that time.
That was a 3rd and 5. They'll look it over to that sidelines. They may bring the chains in and take a look at this. Yeah, I think they are. They're going to bring the chains in and take a look at this one. It was a 3rd and 5. While they bring the chains in, we'll take a break. 6-0. South Portland leads it. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, folks. Playing for the Maine Mariners is very rewarding. I really enjoy clearing the puck. And speaking of clearing, the folks at Pete's True Value Hardware and Lawn Boy have teamed together to bring you a great deal on Lawn Boy snowblowers. That's right, snowblowers. So with winter almost here, it's time to get ready to clear. So get a Lawn Boy snowblower from Pete's True Value Hardware. And let a Lawn Boy snowblower from Pete's clear the way for you. Ready, team? Let's clear.
Pete's True Value Hardware, Scammon Street, Saco.
It was a 1st down. It's 1st and 10 for the Riots from the 33. The pitch back to Babcock, but he can't. It's thrown in behind him, and he stumbles and goes down.
Well, that time the South Portland defense did a great job of getting into Christian Sommer in enough time that he really didn't have much of an option. If he pitched it back, you saw what happened. They weren't going to get any yardage, and there was a guy riding Christian Sommer that time. I think that was Mike Pagoni who came up.
They had it strung out. South Portland defense did all the way to the sideline. They give him a gain of a yard. We'll call it the 32-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 9. Thornton Academy trailing 6-0, 2nd and 9 on the South Portland 32. And Sommer wants to throw. He rolls right. Still rolling. Sets up, throws to the sideline, off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Incomplete.
I'll tell you, he had Mike Babcock open over the middle that time, but never looked that way. The play was designed a little out pattern that time by Thornton Academy.
He tried to go to Lambert. But you're right, Babcock was wide open. He's got blazing speed, too.
Well, he is the 2nd fastest schoolboy in the state for 100 meters. He runs an 11.3 100 meters. Now,
ironically, who's the first? Yeah.
Darrell Crosby Williams, who was on the sideline, played 3 games for South Portland before ripping up his knee.
All right, wide receivers, right and left here on a key 3rd down situation from the 32. Sommer wants to throw, throws over the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off by McLean. He's back across the 30-yard line to about the 32-yard line. So Craig McLean comes up with the key interception as the pass was thrown in behind the intended receiver.
Pass behind him, and that's very dangerous. Craig McLean is an excellent defensive secondary player. A 14-yard return. We'll take another look at this. Sommer back to pass at plenty of time. Sets up the pass behind his man. Craig McLean, no problem, just picked it right off and ran it back 14 yards, and South Portland back in business. Their 2nd turnover by the defense already in this football game.
All right, they're on their own 32-yard line. This is St. John in motion. McLean wants to throw, throws the sideline, intended for St. John. It's overthrown.
I tell you, South Portland has made a habit of picking up turnovers. How about a total of 30 turnovers in the 10 games of football? That's an average of 3 a game. And, of course, last week they had 5 interceptions. So South Portland, their defense is how they got that 10-0 record, and they've certainly showed it so far today.
All right, it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Riots. They have the football on their own 33-yard line. They lead 6-0. A 13-yard run by Chris Rose. Thibodeau's point after was wide. The pitch this time is to Robichaud, trying to sweep it to the near side. Hits out to about the 35, maybe the 36-yard line.
He was trying to get outside behind Mark Lubier's block and just wasn't able to do that. 3-yard pickup on the game. Bring up a 3rd down for South Portland.
Clock is moving. 4:52 remaining to play in the 1st period. South Portland, that's 6-0 lead. Ball out across the 35. We'll call it 3rd and a long 6 for the Riots. McLean rolls right. Wants to throw. just does get it away. It's going to be overthrown along the sidelines right in front of the South Portland bench. It looked like Robichaud on the backfield was the intended receiver.
It was a very heady play.
No,
by
it was
Craig.
Henderson.
It was very heady play by Craig McLean, the quarterback, too. Tommy Caron, I see Tommy Caron down on the sidelines with Darryl Crosby Williams.
Lee enough, Jimmy, you were just talking about him, probably the fastest young man in the state, Darryl Crosby. Darryl, it's been a tough year for you. The team's done real well, but after the third game, you've had to watch from the sideline.
Yeah, it's tough, but I'm holding on to it. I'm doing pretty good now.
Still feel good to be a part of the team. They're playing so well.
Guys.
Okay, obviously they're doing a real good job out there. Darryl, good luck to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Well, as we come back, another turnover forced by the Riots, a fumble on the punt return, and South Portland recovers, and they have the football on the 35-yard line. Call it the 37-yard line.
That time, Dana Lambert, we'll take a look at it here. Dana Lambert looked like he had the football for momentarily and was just not able to come up with it. He had a dive for the football there, and then it was recovered alertly that time by Eric Mora for South Portland.
Yep. So the Riots force another turnover and another break and have it now 1st and 10 on the Thornton Academy 37-yard line. Henderson comes wide near side. Back to throw as McLean sets up. Can't find anybody. Has plenty of time. Throwing for Henderson long. It is just overthrown in the end zone.
Woo! I'll tell you, Craig McLean just threw the ball about 50 yards in the air. And when you talk about Craig McLean, the coaches were really high on this kid last year. He played tight end last year. This is his first year at quarterback. And they said if they had to pick a most improved player, they had to single out Craig McLean, who has really come into his own in the 10 games that South Portland has played this year.
Well, you're right. He was back throwing that football back at around his own 44-yard line when he unloaded it. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Riots from their Thornton Academy 37-yard line. They come this time with a slot right formation. Melanson, the slot back, but straight ahead. This is Rose, and again he's got running room. Chris Rose still on his feet along the sidelines, and finally did step out of bounds along the sidelines, but he's hard to bring down.
Oh, I'll tell you, he is an exceptional little athlete. Chris Rose having a great season so far for South Portland.
He's only 5'9", 153 pounds. He's a junior. He picks up the first down on the 12-yard run, and with 3:57 remaining to play here in this opening period, the Riots are moving that football one more time. Have it on the 25-yard line. Again, Melanson in the slot to the right side. This time the fake pitch, and they can try to go to Fagoni right up the middle, but not much there.
Don't mix it up, South Portland. Mike Fagoni, Jason Robichaud, Chris Rose. Here's a look at the Trojan starting defense. John Giuseppis, one of the most outstanding defensive players in the state. Lance Lavoie, Bill Fournier, and Rocco DeLuca on the outside. Jeff Jarry, Mike Bigu, Sean Willett, and Jason Lee are the linebackers. They play a 4-4, and the defensive, well, this is their starting offense again, but we won't see them till the next time they get the ball.
All right. No gain on that play, actually close to a loss of a yard on the play. St. John comes in motion for the Riots, and the give this time is to Robichaud as they hit it off the right side. And again, Jerry, the linebacker, in on the play for the Trojans defensively.
To give you an idea of the balance of the running backs of South Portland, Chris Rhodes leads with, actually Mike Fagoni leads with 525 yards coming into this game. Chris Rose next at 450. Paul St. John, 290 yards rushing. And Jason Robichaud, 275 yards rushing. So all four carry the football, and all four are effective runners.
And again, Melanson goes to the slot, to the near side of the field. We've got a 3rd and 6 situation. The pitch is fumbled, loose football, and Thornton Academy's going to come up with it. And I think it's Jari again, the linebacker, who comes up with that football, number 34. So a break this time for the Trojans as their defense forces the turnover.
Well, that time, Jason Robichaud just never got the football, the pitch properly. It almost looked like he caught a spike and tripped up, lost his balance, and when he was trying to regain his balance, he obviously couldn't corral the football. And here's a look at it again. He never got that pitch. I think he just took his eye off the ball that time, never looked it into his hand, and hence the fumble. Jerry right on the ball. In fact, Lance Lavoie almost picked it up too.
All right, Summer on the fake is going to go himself. He cuts it upfield, and he's got running room. Big play for Christian Summer, the quarterback, as he bangs it out, picks up the first down, a 13-yard carry.
Well, that was some of the athletic skill of Christian Sommer that you just saw. Kenny Frank did a great job to just pursue him from the line of scrimmage from his right tackle spot, came all the way over and was able to bring down Sommer. As we mentioned, Sommer has over 1,500 total yards, passing and rushing.
They have the football out at around their own 39-yard line. 1st and 10, they'll go from there. This time it is Lavoie. Lavoie carries people, runs over people as he bangs it out to the 45-yard line. Big Lance Lavoie, 6-footer, 205 pounds, and he is a punishing runner.
6-yard gain that time for Lance Lavoie, who has 942 yards rushing coming into this game. And again, that was a typical Lance Lavoie run. Like you said, Frank, runs over people, through people. He'll break 4 or 5 tackles before you can bring him down. Very powerful runner, built low to the ground, too.
Golden Trojans with the football on their own 45-yard line. They'll send Steves wide right side. Check that. Lambert in the slot to the right. On a 2nd down play, this is Babcock trying to get it to the outside. No place to go. He's caught in his own backfield.
Eric Peterson got him. Big play that time by the South Portland defense. You know, they play a 5-2. It's a 4-yard loss. They play a 5-2, Frank, but they stunt so often. They're always moving.
Here we get another look at it, Jimmy.
Here's their starting their defense. Mark Parmelo, Mike Saywood, Jeff Walker, Eric Peterson, and then Mike Susi. But forget those positions. They're all over the field. Kenny Frank, Mark Louvier, and Mike Pagoni, the rover back. And there's the defensive secondary, Morris St. John and Darren Melanson.
Right now, Melanson is playing in that rover back spot. As Thornton Academy's forced with a 3rd and 7 now. As Sommer rolls right, sets up and throws long, and it's going to be overthrown. And was it picked off again? No. St. John almost came up with it.
Paul St. John, another one of those outstanding athletes that South Portland has on defense, made a diving attempt. You know, that kid there, Frank, has probably over 1,600 total purpose yards. He runs back kicks, kickoff returns, punt returns, runs the football, catches the football as a wide receiver. He's really may be the most valuable player on the South Portland team.
One of their big tight ends, 6'2", 190, Eric Peterson, does the punting for Thornton Academy. St. John is back there along with Rose as Peterson gets a pretty good kick away. It should come up short. Good coverage there. Turnage will down it, and the Riots will take over 1st and 10. 31 seconds. That's all that's remaining here after a 28-yard punt by Eric Peterson into the breeze. And there is a little bit of a breeze now that has picked up here. You can check it with the flags and see now that now they'll start the clock, and let's see if they get the play out. Henderson rather, comes wide, near side. St. John will go to the slot. 1st down play for the Riots. And you see the Trojans jumping.
It was John Giuseppis who jumped offside to Thornton Academy. Craig McLean is also a master at varying his cadence on the count a little bit, and he's a master at drawing teams offsides. We've seen that happen all year long.
So that'll make it a 1st and 5 situation from about the 37-yard line. I'll tell you, John Giuseppis, Jimmy, is a full package.
He is.
He is 6'2", 235 pounds. He goes both ways, and he is an outstanding football player.
And is being recruited by the University of Maine.
Wise choice. This is Rhodes again. This time, nowhere to go. But that will be the final play of the 1st period. So, after 1 period of play here at Martin Memorial Field, the score, South Portland 6, Thornton Academy nothing.
Has come home on video cassette. And Pepsi is offering a special $5 rebate with the purchase of an ET video and Pepsi.
When you see this here sticker on a newer used car or truck, what that means is that the person is a shrewd car buyer. You know, as a matter of fact, some people get so embarrassed about not having a Yankee Ford sticker on their car that they can buy the Yankee Ford place and ask the Yankee Ford folks for a Yankee Ford sticker just so people won't think they paid too much for their car. Because the easiest and shrewdest way to get a Yankee Ford sticker on your car or truck is to buy your car or truck at Yankee Ford.
If you're looking for value in quality furniture, I urge you to visit Reed's Furniture and Appliances in South Portland. You'll find beautiful upholstered furniture in a variety of styles and fabrics, solid wood bedroom suites to satisfy any taste, and attractive and rugged kitchen and dining room sets built to last for years. If you want quality furniture at very attractive prices, come to Reed's Furniture and Appliances at Cash Corner in South Portland. We're open every weeknight until 9, Saturdays 10 to 5, and Sundays noon until 5. Thank you.
All right, as we start the second period, it's 2nd 5 for the Riots from their own 37. And again, Paul St. John on the counter this time, caught in his own backfield and a loss on the play.
Well, John Giuseppis made up for that with an outstanding defensive play from his nose guard slot. It's a loss of maybe 1 on the play. This to bring up a 3rd and long, really a long, for South Portland.
South Portland leading it 6-0. There you see some of the fans enjoying it. Anderson comes wide near side. 3rd down play, 3rd close to 7. McLean rolling, being rushed, gets it away, complete. But not enough for the 1st down, as I think he went to Fagoni. Out of the backfield, he did. But it's well short of the 1st down, and the Riots will be forced into a punting situation.
Jason Lee with the big defensive play that time to stop Mike Fagoni right in his tracks. Here's another look at it. McLean, under pressure, unloads it, completes the pass to Fagoni, but look at that. 2 Thornton Academy defenders right in his face.
All right, Robichaud will do the punting. Lambert and Langstaff in double safety for the Trojans. And the punt into the wind, and again, it'll come up short. Takes a good bounce, though, for South Portland. Rolls inside the 30-yard line to about the 27. So it'll be Thornton Academy, 1st and 10 from their own 27. We'll come back in just a moment. South Portland leads it 6-0.
Hey, Coach, the Bruins are looking great.
Well, you know, John, that's because they get their players from the Maine Mariners.
Hey, did anyone call for takeout?
Funny you should ask, Shu. I just called Pete's.
Pete's?
There's Pete's now.
Hi, Coach Milbury. Here's your True Test paint and brushes from Pete's Hardware.
Pete's? I expect the best from my players, and I use only the best. True Test paint from Pete's True Value Hardware.
Pete's True Value Hardware, Saco.
I thought we were here to watch the game.
Well.
All right, as we come back, Lance Lavoie hits off his own right tackle for a couple of yards as he bangs it out across the 30-yard line out to about the 32. Gain of close to 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5 as the Trojans try to get something going here, trailing 6-0 early in the 2nd quarter. Chris Summer, the quarterback. Wide receivers right and left. Down the line of scrimmage he goes, tucks it under his arm, and away he goes again. Summer with good running room out across the 40 to about the 45-yard line.
Well, there's Christian Sommer again, Frank. I don't know how often we're going to see him run with the football, but he is an outstanding quarterback on the option. Fakes well inside the line. Here he is again. Keep an eye on number 55, Mark Lubier, that is, who comes across and makes the tackle. It's a 13-yard gain for Summer and another 1st down. Thornton Academy has been able to move the football.
He got a nice block, too, from number 42, his tight end, Scotty Newman, out there. Just got enough of Melanson to make the play go. So on the 1st down play to go to Lavoie, and Lavoie just hurdles the line of scrimmage and bangs his way out to midfield.
Well, Thornton Academy now starting to do some damage to the defensive line of South Portland.
South Portland now makes a change at Roverback. Melanson comes in at Roverback, and Fagoni comes to the sidelines. But another gain of, about 4 yards. That ball right about at midfield. 2nd and 6 now for the Golden Trojans. From midfield, they trail 6-0. Christian Summer running the club at quarterback. The fake to Lavoie. Here comes Summer himself to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, and inside the 35. On the option, Christian Summer picks up another big 1st down for the Golden Trojans.
22-yard gain that time by Christian Summer. And we'll take a look at it again. Watch him just fake Mike Susi right out of his pants this time, right there. And he just cuts right back upfield. And there goes Sommer. And I'll tell you, breakaway back, galore with Sommer and Babcock in the Thornton Academy offensive backfield.
All right, we'll call it the 34-yard line. Ball just inside the 35. 1st and 10. Trojans in Riot territory. Again, this is trying to go to Lavoie, but this time there's nothing there as he tries to bang it off the left side. The Riots are all over it defensively.
Eric Peterson and Kenny Frank came up that time to make a big defensive play on Lance Lavoie.
Frank's in on a lot of tackles. He's an outstanding linebacker.
Very quick, very quick. In fact, you can use that adjective to describe the entire South Portland defensive unit. They're all quick and intelligent, and that's how Coach John Wolfgram described it.
And on the other end of it, I think Susie's quickness cost them that last time. That's something you might want to think that Thornton Academy might want to take advantage of. All right, here comes Sommer again on the option, and again, he tucks it under his arm, and again, he's got some running room as he bangs it to the 30-yard line.
Well, that time, Mark Lubier turned Sommer inside, but the other South Portland defenders weren't able to react to that quick enough before Sommer picked up 5 yards.
Of course, there's always the threat of Babcock, the trailer, as you see Sommer tuck it under his arm and spin free and still fight for yardage as he gets to about the 30-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6, and a big 3rd down coming up here for the Golden Trojans. Dennis Steeves goes wide left. Everybody else in tight here on a 3rd down. This is Lavoie. Lavoie is grabbed by Susie and will go nowhere.
That time, Mike Susie was going to make sure Lance Lavoie wasn't going to break a tackle that time. I think you'll see Thornton Academy go for it here, though. The 4th down.
Line of scrimmage is the South Portland 30-yard line.
Here's Lavoie. Watch Mike Susie say, "Oh, hello, Lance. Sorry, we're not going to break this tackle, and you're going to do a little dancing and throw you right out of bounds."
A couple of big kids there. Lavoie at about 205. Susie's a junior, 6'1", 190. So you got some good size tangling right there. And here they go on a 4th down play. It is 4th and about 6 from the 30-yard line. Steeves wide to the left. Sommer wants to throw, being chased by Lubier.
And Susie,
and he can't get it away. He's chased out of bounds. There's Susie again. Where'd he come from?
Hey, I'll tell you, the defense of South Portland is going to be impressive all game long. Here, Thornton Academy is actually moving the football effectively on the Riots, but when it comes up to the big downs, they haven't been able to pick it up. And Sommer, give him credit, too.
Here we get another look at it, Jimmy. He just could never set up to throw that football. First, it's one linebacker, Lubier, and then here comes Susie.
And they're both very quick. Big guys, but quick. And look at Susie. He caught up with Sommer and was able to push him out of bounds.
And it was a 5-yard loss on the play. The ball now is at the 35-yard line where the Riots take over 1st and 10. They give it straight ahead to their fullback, Pagoni. He kind of stumbles his way through, but he gets a little bit of running room out close to the 40-yard line.
And I'll tell you, if Mike Pagoni hadn't tripped at the line of scrimmage, that would have been a big gainer for South Portland because he had a big hole ahead of him. There's nobody in the defensive secondary for Thornton Academy. Pagoni had already broken by 8 defenders.
Thornton Academy in a defense they call the 44 split. 4 men up front, 4 linebackers. South Portland, gain of about 3 on that play. 2nd and 7. Lance comes in motion. This is Rose trying to hit to the outside, but can't find any running room, and somebody's got him by an ankle.
That's right. That was Jason Lee,
the linebacker.
Jason Lee made good penetration that time in the South Portland backfield. Came up with the tackle on Chris Rose.
Rose has had some big plays, but not this time. There you see, number 89 has got a hold of him. He's not about to let him go.
There really isn't a player on South Portland, maybe outside of Paul St. John, who has breakaway speed. They're all just quick.
Ball on the 37-yard line, a loss of a couple more. It'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and about 9. As they go slot to the right side on a 3rd down play, rolling right and throwing to the right sideline and overthrowing St. John is Craig McLean. He had him open, but he overthrew him.
No, I think that time Craig kind of forced that pass a little bit. He had more time than he took back there and forced that pass and was a little bit behind Paul St. John and wasn't able to come up with it, so South Portland will be forced to punt.
Thornton Academy gets the job done defensively, forces the punt. We've got 5:35 remaining to play in the 2nd period.
Interesting to note, Frank, Jason Robichaud, the punter, they have not had a punt blocked all year.
All right, he won't have this one blocked, but it won't be a good punt. Trying to punt into what little wind there is. Fair catch called by Langstaff in a crowd, and he makes the catch, and they'll have pretty good field position.
Thornton Academy has been able to pick up first downs and has been able to move the ball effectively enough on Coach John Wolfgram, South Portland Red Riots, as you take a look at him right there, but still no points on the board. But then again, Frank, you know, all they need is one play. They have such breakaway threats.
All right, they send Lambert wide to the near side of the field. First down play from their own 42-yard line. This is Sommer. Straight ahead. He gives it to Lavoie, and Lavoie finds some running room as he wedges it out across the 45-yard line to about the 46. Lubier, one of the people in on the tackle.
That's a typical Lance Lavoie run right there, as an official takes a timeout for an equipment problem, I believe.
John Wolfgram changes up at tackles while we've got a break. Let's take one. The score is South Portland 6, Thornton Academy nothing. We'll be back in a moment.
We'll be at the Schaefer's, okay?
Remember, no parties.
Sure, Dad. Yes, they're gone. Come over.
Let's start it. Bring out the party. Let's break it out now. Coca-Cola Classic.
I can't believe they weren't home.
Great. Just great.
As we come back, it was Christian Sommer running that option and the pitch back to Babcock. And Babcock took pretty good running room as he picked up some yardage. He got it back out across midfield into South Portland territory at about the 49-yard line, just short of a first down, it looks like. Gain of 6 on the play.
And now the officials talking with Coach Dick Agresti, the Thornton Academy head coach, on the far sideline. I believe Lance Lavoie's having problems with his helmet, and I think the officials want to make sure that that helmet is proper form before they put it back into play, or let Lance back out there to play, or maybe Lance would borrow somebody's helmet at this point.
That's what's going on. Lavoie is getting either a new helmet or getting his adjusted, and he comes back out now. So gain of 6 on the play. They are third, and actually it looks to be a little less than a yard. Football on the South Portland 49-yard line. We've got 4.5 minutes remaining to play here in this first half. South Portland leading it 6-0.
Well, now that Lance Lavoie has his helmet on properly, he'll get the ball here on the short yardage situation, too, I would think.
All right, again, they send Lambert wide to the near side. Steves wide to the far side. Third and short yardage situation. Here comes Lavoie, and he bangs his way close to that first down.
It's going to be close, depending on where this spot is.
You see McLean and Susie looking it over, along with Lubier pretty well.
I know. Oh, Coach Dick Agresti not happy with the spot of the football, and I'll tell you something, Frank. He was short of the first down on that spot, but I think his forward progress got it a little closer than where they put the football.
Yeah.
Tough to tell, though, where that forward progress is. The nose of the football. There's Coach Dick Agresti on the far sideline. Boy, I'll tell you, both coaches, John Wolfgram and Dick Agresti, two of the nicest guys you're going to find in high school football.
What tremendous cooperation we've had all this week in putting this together. But as you see, that's well short. That's well short, and we have only 4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining to play here in the first half. So you would expect the Golden Trojans to kick it away here from midfield.
I don't know. I'm going to say I think they're going to go for it, because if you get South Portland field position here, I mean, the Riots offense isn't something you're going to really be scared of. They kind of grind it out on you.
South Portland running people in there. I think they're a little surprised, but you got a guy like Lavoie, I guess you go with him, and he's got the first down. He may have a whole lot more. He's to the 30, 25-20. Cuts it back at the 15, and they'll finally drag him down right at the goal line. Did he get in or not?
No signal. I think he's going to be just short of the goal line. But what a great run by Lance Lavoie. And you know, Frank, South Portland, like you said, was a little confused on that play. It's a 47-yard run from scrimmage by Lance Lavoie. He comes up maybe a foot short of the first down. Here we take a look at it. Lavoie broke a tackle right there, Paul St. John, and then he's really gone. It's a foot race to the goal line.
Watch him cut it back.
He'll cut it back and inside one of the defensive secondary players by South Portland before he's brought down by Mark Lubier from behind. First and goal for Thornton Academy.
Well, they're knocking on the door just a yard away. First and goal. You got to look for Lavoie one more time here in this kind of a situation. They have motion. There goes Lavoie. Touchdown.
I'll tell you, I think South Portland got burnt that time on that fourth down situation, Frank. I think they were thinking punt. They had that unit out there at the last minute. They had to scramble players in, and they were unorganized at the line of scrimmage, and that cost them 6 points when you get right down to it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it really surprised me also, because here they were at midfield. There were still 4 minutes remaining. A punt would have put South Portland deep in their own end. I really thought they were going to punt. That was a heck of a gamble, I think, by Coach Dick Agresti. They don't make it. South Portland's got the ball at midfield.
And now they've got one of the best kickers in the game in high school football, Todd Maurice.
Todd Maurice, soccer-style kicker, as you see, from the left side. He wheels it, and it is good. So Thornton Academy grabs the lead, 7-6. A big play by Lance Lavoie. He caps it off by banging it in from a yard away, and then Todd Maurice provides the difference in this ball game right now.
And that may come down to it, too. There's the score. The 57-yard drive, 5 plays. It took 1 minute and 46. Of course, the big play, the 47-yard run by Lance Lavoie. Here's another look at the touchdown. Lavoie just going off right tackle that time. I mean,
just power there. Lance Lavoie running very smartly behind number 72, Giuseppe.
Really, very smartly. Tell you, if I went to Thornton Academy, John Giuseppe would be my best friend.
So the Golden Trojans have grabbed the 7-6 lead here with 3:38 remaining to play in the first half. They'll be kicking off. Maurice, check that. Turnage does the long kicking. He'll be kicking this one, number 30.
He has a foot. And I saw him kick 2 out of the end zone at Fitzpatrick Stadium against Chevrolet earlier this year. Dwayne Turnage. So not only do they have Todd Maurice, the kicking game, certainly an advantage for Thornton Academy already in this football game.
All right, here's Turnage, and he does get it deep. This will be Rose way back at about the 7-yard line, out to the 15, the 20, and hit down there at about the 22-yard line.
He was clotheslined that time by one of the Thornton Academy players on special teams. The 10-yard return by Chris Rose. And now we'll see if the South Portland offense can muster one of those long, grinded-out, ball control kind of drives that has been their trademark on offense all season long.
Looked like Picard, number 63, on that special teams that...
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, in a moment. We'll have a result from that Cape Morse soccer game. That'll be coming up in a moment. But now the Riots go on a first down play. This is Robichaud trying to sweep it to the near side, out to about the 25-yard line and cut down there. Jimmy, you're the soccer expert here.
Well, just in from Falmouth, Morse and Cape Elizabeth, and that resumption of that state championship soccer game ended in a 2-2 tie.
Oh.
And it's amazing that, Frank, I was there to see all those goals, too. All 3 of the goals that were scored today, one on the penalty kick by Morse, by Arian Collin to open the game, to start things going. And then 2 more, bang, bang, and then there was no scoring in 4 10-minute sudden death overtime. So co-champions in soccer back to football.
All right, Robichaud gained a 3 on that play. It's 2nd and 7 now for the Riots. And again, they try to hit it off right tackle, and very little yardage there as stop is made right about the 26-yard line.
We will have highlights of that soccer game coming up at halftime, too. We might want to mention that. 3 goals in about 9 minutes is pretty rare, too, in soccer.
This clock winding down now here in the first half. 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining to play as Chris Rose, number 29, comes back into the offensive unit, and Robichaud will come to the sideline. St. John will go as the wingback. And Dave Cloutier, the tight end, as they're trying to come straight ahead. Looked like, was it Paul St. John or Rose?
I think that was Chris Rose.
Chris Rose, yeah.
But the big play was Lance Lavoie.
Oh, boy.
And Lance Lavoie is playing an outstanding defensive game and offensive game for Thornton Academy. And they stopped the Red Riots cold. Here's another look at it. Chris Rose, meet Lance Lavoie. Back goes Chris Rose. Boom. Whoa. Some hit. Serious G-force on that one.
All right, Robichaud will do the punting. Lambert and Langstaff back in double safety. The low line drive. It'll be Lambert fielding it and stepping out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. So that'll stop the clock with a minute 14 remaining.
Coming up at halftime, Tom Caron will have a guest. Let's go down to the sideline.
As you said, we've got the highlights of an even most bizarre ending to a most bizarre story in Falmouth where the Cape and Morris soccer teams finished off their championship game. And we'll also talk to Ed McElhaney, one of the most famous players to come out of South Portland and maybe Maine. All that coming up at the half. Back up to you.
Ed McElhaney, that brings back a memory or two, I'll tell you. There was an outstanding football player who played on some outstanding football teams right here on this field. There goes Babcock on the pitch from Sommer. As he sweeps it, did he get out of bounds? I guess he did. They stopped the clock with 1:04 remaining to play here in the first half.
And I'll tell you, Frank, if the score remains 7-6, a very evenly played first half, South Portland was able to take advantage of some early turnovers, maybe some nervous jitters on the perhaps on the part of the Golden Trojans, but it's been a great football game so far.
Well, Lance Lavoie, of course, fumbled the football the very first play from scrimmage. He more than has atoned for that.
Say so.
On both sides, and here he comes again, and he fumbles again. And who's on it? I think the Riots are on it. They're still battling for that football, but Lubier was there, and I think he's coming up with the ball. He is.
South Portland has it with 59 seconds to play here in the first half. And they're going to take a timeout, I believe, to talk things over and kind of work on what they will have a 59-second drill. Here's another look at it.
We'll get another look at it. Ball just kind of popped up in the air right there.
Yeah, the helmet right there. I think that was Kenny Frank's helmet that popped that ball out of Lance Lavoie's hand. And then I think Mark Lubier came up with the football. There it is. Craig McLean talking with his coach, John Wolfgram.
Big play here because they have that ball in great field position. Their own 46-yard line, 59 seconds remaining. McLean has shown he can throw it and throw long.
That's exactly right, but you know, this is really where you miss a Darryl Crosby-Williams, the game breaker for South Portland, who hasn't really played since the third game of the season. He's the fastest kid in the state, and in the preseason scrimmage against Thornton Academy, South Portland was able to spring Darryl Crosby-Williams twice long for touchdowns. Of course, the scrimmage didn't count, and this game does.
So we have just 59 seconds remaining to play here in our first half, 7-6. South Portland trailing, but with the football on their own 46-yard line. They just announced the soccer score, I think.
Nobody's too happy with that, either.
No, how can you be?
I'm surprised, to be honest with you, Frank, I'm surprised that they didn't end it on penalty kicks. That's how they broke every tie in every playoff game all year long. State champions, I guess they just want to take the easy way out.
Here come the Riots now. On a first down play, they put St. John in motion, and McLean wants to throw. Throwing sideline, looking for St. John. It's going to be picked off.
Great interception.
Wow.
Christian Sommer.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, that kid is an athlete, Frank, and he just made one of the most outstanding plays. Paul St. John and Christian Sommer, really a 50-50 ball. Sommer comes up with the football. Here's another look at it. St. John came in motion, and he was really the intended receiver the whole way on this play.
all the way.
McLean backed the pass, was under some pressure, let it go. St. John went up in the air, and Christian Sommer just picked it right out of his hands. Great play. And was able to keep his feet in bounds, too.
51 seconds remaining here in this first half, and now Thornton Academy has the football. They're on their own 40-yard line, and Sommer wants to throw. Sets up, throws sideline, looking for Babcock. Overthrown. Actually, two receivers in the same area. Steve's right there, too. Might have been a little bit of a mix-up as Steve's perhaps cut it off a little early, I think.
It looked like he did, because Dennis Steves ran his pattern, turned around, and then was kind of surprised that the ball wasn't there. So,
yeah.
You know, and then by the time the ball did get there, Mike Babcock had already come into the play. So maybe a blown play that time for Thornton Academy. It goes incomplete. 45 seconds, though, to play here in the first half. Plenty of time for a team as explosive as Thornton Academy.
All right, Langstaff goes wide to the far side of the field. Steves to the near side. And Lavoie hits it off right tackle. He's to midfield. He's still on his feet to the 46-yard line.
What an outstanding running back Lance Lavoie is. He just carried Eric Peterson 6 yards on that run. Thornton Academy calls a timeout here with 39 seconds to play here in the half. Here's another look at it.
Just strength. Watch him run over people, drag people with him.
14-yard gain for Lance Lavoie. And he carried Mark Lubier about 4 yards, too, at the end of that run.
All right, the football is on the 46-yard line.
You know,
Thornton Academy in South Portland territory.
Sorry, Frank. You know, all year long, people have been saying that Thornton Academy hasn't gotten the respect that they deserve because they were knocking their schedule because they didn't have South Portland or Lewiston on the schedule. But as we've seen, they've played with Lewiston and beat them 21-20. They've played with South Portland. This team, the Golden Trojans, has some outstanding athletes on it. Babcock, Lavoie, and Sommer are just, I mean, the most impressive players I've seen in high school football this year, and really outstanding athletes.
And you are well aware, as we've done previews this week, that maybe other people didn't respect them, but they respected themselves. They knew they were a very good football team.
That's exactly right. And they believed in themselves all year long. And their only blemish on their record, a loss to Biddeford in the final regular season game of the year at Biddeford's Waterhouse Field, which is like playing in the Chamber of Horrors for basketball out at St. Joe's. It's a very difficult place to play in that type of atmosphere. And Coach Dick Agresti really said we just had problems getting ready because it was a short week because of the rainout from that Saturday.
And, of course, that's a great, great rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here they go on a first down play from the South Portland 46-yard line. This time it's Lambert in motion. Sommer rolls to his left, sets up. He's throwing to the sidelines. He's looking for Babcock. He's got him, and he is out of bounds. He'll stop the clock inside the 20-yard line.
Great pattern run that time by Mike Babcock. He went to a spot, a 28-yard gain for the first down for Thornton Academy with 31 seconds to play, and cut inside Darren Melanson and came up with the catch. Great, really
There's
good
another
play.
look at it, Jimmy.
You're not going to be able to see Babcock's pattern, but you may be able to see him cut inside Darren Melanson here on defense. Melanson just not there.
Here they
Babcock
come,
made the catch.
17-yard line, the line of scrimmage, first down. 31 seconds remaining. Sommer on the option, pitches back to Babcock, trying to get around the corner. He can't. Great defensive play by Melanson.
Well, Melanson made up for it that time.
Yep.
I mean, and it's amazing that Melanson and Babcock are going at it head-to-head on two plays. One a passing play and one a running and option play. And, well, they're going to be good friends by the end of this game.
Well, a loss of a couple on that one. It's back to the 19-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12. But more importantly, there are just 23 seconds remaining to play, and I think we're going to get a timeout call. Here comes Dick Agresti.
That is Thornton Academy's, I believe, second timeout of the half.
Both coaches are out there, which, of course, has happened in recent years in high school football.
Didn't used to be able to do that.
A little strange to see the coach come wandering out and talk things over out there.
And not having an official chase him off the field.
That's right. Well, a 7-6 football game here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Let's hope we get one equally as nice next Saturday when we'll be bringing you the state championship. Of course, the winner of this one playing the winner of that Winslow-Lawrence game that's being played right now at Colby. And hopefully we'll be passing along some scores from that one.
And hopefully also at halftime updates and all the other regional Class B, C, and D football games going on around the state this afternoon. Marshwood, Coach Rod Watton going for his 200th victory. What an outstanding job he's done in that team, in that program.
An incredible program.
Really.
Well, here we go. 23 seconds remaining. It's 2nd and 12. Football is on the South Portland 29-yard line. Thornton Academy threatening again. They have just taken a 7-6 lead. Sommer going to keep it. They got a hold of him, but he spins to about the 15-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. Clock showing 16 seconds remaining, and they're going to have to kill it again with a timeout.
Thornton Academy took that timeout immediately as soon as Christian Sommer hit the ground. As soon as he was down, they hit that. They made sure that they got that timeout called. We got another look at it here. It was Eric Peterson who grabbed a hold of Christian Sommer, spun him, and didn't have one of those tearaway jerseys. Was able to get him, and Mark Lubier kind of ran him down into the dirt.
Todd Maurice has come out on the field, number 83, the place kicker. So the line of scrimmage is just around the 15. This would be a 32-yard attempt.
And it would also be the first field goal of the year. According to our statistics, he's made 30 extra points, made one today, so he's got 31, but he
was 30 out of 35, I think.
Yeah, 30 out of 35, but no field goals. But I'll tell you, Turnage can kick the ball 50, 60 yards off the tee, and Todd Maurice, an outstanding point-after kick man.
Well, we told you the wind has come up here, and it will favor Maurice.
Yeah.
Punts going in the other direction. You've seen him almost come to a halt. But Maurice has the tee out at about the 22. And Chris Summer will hold. So it'll be a 32-yard attempt for place kicker Todd Maurice. Down, the kick is up, and it is good.
Good timing. Good timing for his first field goal of the year. And boy, it looked like he's been doing it all year long, too.
That looked easy, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
He split the middle. With 8 seconds remaining, put 3 more up there for Thornton Academy. They now lead it 10-6.
And getting points late in the half always gives a team an emotional lift going into the locker room. And, of course, it also gives Thornton Academy a 4-point lead, which basically means South Portland's going to have to score a touchdown to retake that lead.
And I'll tell you, it comes on an exchange of turnovers again, something that, as you were mentioning, South Portland doesn't do very often, is turn the football over.
No, they do not fumble the ball at all, really, and uncharacteristically. But, you know, anything can happen in a big football game like this, Frank, when emotions are at a fever pitch as they are this afternoon.
10-6, Thornton Academy with the lead. Turnage will kick it away. Just 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. And Thornton Academy, after dropping behind, have come back to come on strong and take the lead. Turnage just bounces it through. He'll squib it. One of the up men will grab it at around the 35 out to the 37-yard line, and that should do it. No, they got 4 seconds remaining. Dale Melanson returned it, and South Portland has called a timeout.
Well, they get 4 seconds. I mean, it's pretty only much one play that they can do, and Thornton Academy's already set up their defense to prevent any long pass. Well, South Portland may try to cross them up with a little something short, maybe in a seam or something like that, and maybe do a little quick pitch. I know that South Portland has worked on that play in practice, Frank. You know, you make the completion and then a quick pitch back, try and run it in that way.
Well, the Riots are on their own 36-yard line, trailing 10-6 with 4 seconds to play here in the first half. South Portland scored first, missed that point after. We originally thought that point after was good, but it was wide. We were informed.
We were in a replay at the time, and I heard the crowd cheer, and I certainly assumed that the kick was good. Adam Thibodeau hadn't missed a kick since the Chevers game.
But then the Trojans came back. Lavoie punched one in. They added the extra point by Maurice, and now Maurice has just added a 32-yard field goal. And it is 10-6, final play of the first half coming up here, South Portland, from their own 36-yard line. And the give is up the middle. This is Pagoni, the fullback, with a lot of running room. He's to midfield. He's to the 45, to the 42-yard line. But that'll do it for the first half here at Martin Memorial Field. So a good first half of football, Jimmy, here, as these teams head for the locker rooms now, and the adjustments will be made. And, of course, you got to figure out a way to stop big Lance Lavoie. That's one thing.
Well, that's right. And, you know, if you look at it, Frank, perhaps the difference in this game was that South Portland wasn't able to get their short yardage defense out on the field in time to set up and stop Thornton Academy on that 4th and 1 play that Lavoie broke for 47 yards and set up their touchdown.
Yeah, I think as we look back on the first half, that's got to be the key play of the first half. That ball right around the midfield area, 48-yard line, I think it was, to be exact. And a 4th down situation. And to all intents and purposes, I got to give you a lot of credit because you figured they were going to go for it. I figured no way. I thought they were going to go for field position, stick South Portland back deep in their own end and hope for a break.
Well, you know, and there is where the South Portland's conservative offense hurts them too, Frank. You know, they were in a situation where Thornton Academy could take the chance. South Portland hadn't really been moving the football on offense since their first possession. So Coach Victor Presley figured he'd take the chance, and it's been pretty good so far. All right, at halftime, Thornton Academy with the 10-6 lead. We'll be back with our halftime show in just a few minutes after this.
Pepsi-Cola is pleased to announce that E.T. has come home on video cassette. And Pepsi is offering a special $5 rebate with the purchase of an E.T. video and Pepsi.
Excuse me, have you bought your Tri-State Megabucks ticket yet?
Can't say as I have. It's only $1 million this week. Small potatoes. I mean, what's $1 million these days? Anyway, they spread it out.
True. I suppose you couldn't use an extra $50,000 or so a year.
Well, hold it, fella. I didn't say that.
Sure. What's an extra $1,000 a week? An extra $136.50 a day?
Come to think of it, I could use a little spare change for the laundry.
What's $1 million get you these days? Play Tri-State Megabucks and just imagine.
I know a country lawyer down east who's always saying, the large print giveth and the small print taketh away. You know, it kind of reminds me of them car commercials with the big letters flashing and all, and then down below they got them small letters that kind of turn the meaning of the big letters inside out and upside down. At Yankee Ford, they tell it to you straight, so you can leave your hip boots and your magnifying glass at home.
Yankee Ford, make a shrewd car buyer out of you.
Ever since I was a tiny boy, I don't need no candy, don't need no toys. I took a stick and an old coffee can. Bang on that thing till I had blisters on my hand.
Portland percussion, from beginner to the very top.
This does.
Well, he's had a great first half of football, Jimmy. 10-6 lead for Thornton Academy. A field goal, a rarity in high school football, really. A great play by Lance Lavoie. South Portland grabs the early lead, but we've got another half of football, and it should be just as exciting.
That's right, Frank. It's pretty much exactly how we expected it to be, too. A game really dictated by the defense. A game that was conservative as far as the offense goes for South Portland. Thornton Academy looking to break that big play, and they did in the first half, and they took advantage of an uncharacteristic mistake by South Portland as far as getting the proper unit on the field to defend on the fourth and short situation.
Now, we mentioned before that Tommy Caron was going to be talking to Ed McElhenney. There's a guy that John Wolfgram, I would imagine, would have liked to grab by the collar and drag him into the locker room and thrown some pads on him, bring him out for the second half. Let's go down to Tom Caron.
Okay, thank you, Frank. With me, as you said, Ed McElhenney. And Ed, real quickly, let's talk a little about the first half here. What are your impressions?
Well, I think that South Portland's got to stop Thornton's quarterback. He's an excellent option quarterback, and they got a good, strong fullback. It's been a good game. It's been a hard-hitting game. There's been a lot of miscues in the beginning, I think, because both teams are a little bit nervous. But they'll settle in, and I think it's going to be a good game. And I look for Thornton to really start to run with their quarterback. So it should be interesting. South Portland's going to have to stop them and get back to their basic running game.
It's been a heck of a year for the Riots. Undefeated isn't too bad a record. What do you think about the team this year? You've seen them a couple times.
Yeah, I went up and watched the Lewiston game, and they seem like a real quick, good ball club, and they're throwing the ball, which when we were back with Jack, we never seemed to do. But they've got a good team, and I'm impressed with all the teams. Lewiston's got a good team, and Thornton Academy's got an excellent team, and I saw the Biddeford game. So I'm impressed with high school football. It's really come a long way, and I think that the programs are finally working, that the feeder systems are working. They're getting some good kids in here with good caliber coaching.
Let's talk a little about the difference between when you played in high school football now. What are the 2 or 3 biggest things you see now that are different?
I think that when we were playing, it was more basic trap, power blocking, run the hole, not as much passing. Now they're getting a little bit more sophisticated. I see that the kids are going more one way. Back when we used to play, it was back both ways. But it's still basic grind-em-out football. I think that the kids are better coached. They're playing a lot better, and it's a better caliber athlete. I know that you see it up through the ranks. It's just they're bigger, stronger, and quicker than they used to be, and I think it's just a combination of things.
You went on to the pros and saw some of the best from all over the country and Canada, actually. Does the Maine football players stack up against the best in the USA? Do South Portland and Lewiston, do the better teams in the state rank up against some of the other states you've seen?
Unfortunately, I don't think they do. I think that individual players maybe would stand out, but when you go to the larger places around the states where I've been, they just have so many more athletes to draw from. In this area, we were also hampered by weather somewhat, and I find that in general, I think that we have 1 or 2 outstanding athletes that come out of every team or every couple of years, but not like they have in the Texas and Pennsylvania and the different places like that. We just don't have as many people to draw from.
Okay, talking about the difference between playing back a few years ago and playing now with Ed McElhaney. We'll talk a little more in a few minutes. We're at halftime at Martin Memorial Field. The Thornton Academy Golden Trojans lead the Red Riots 10-6. We'll be back after this 2-minute break.
Hi folks, playing for the Maine Mariners is very rewarding. I really enjoy clearing the puck. And speaking of clearing, the folks at Pete's True Value Hardware and Lawn Boy have teamed together to bring you a great deal on Lawn Boy snowblowers. That's right, snowblowers. So with winter almost here, it's time to get ready to clear. So get a Lawn Boy snowblower from Pete's True Value Hardware. And let a Lawn Boy snowblower from Pete's clear the way for you. Ready, team? Let's clear.
Pete's True Value Hardware, Scammon Street, Saco.
America's favorite health kick milk. Come on, America, do that kick. America's favorite health kick milk.
Win, lose, or draw rings in a very special week.
And if you're all set, here we go, gang.
As Philadelphia proves it's everything it's cracked up to be.
I'll tell you what a crowd.
Join cover girl Carol Alt and Mr. T.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Nina Blackwood and funny man Brad Garrett.
You get my cards to White LeBaron.
For some great moments in American history.
I'm my type of city. You know, my wife calls me the Minute Man.
Catch all the fun from the city of brotherly love.
Watch Win, Lose, or Draw all this week, or Mr. T died.
Weekdays at 5 on WGME TV. Whatever your sport, after a good workout, all good sports end up at the Sportsman's Grill for good food and drink. The Sportsman's Grill, 911 Congress Street, Portland.
Okay, we're back at halftime. The score again, Thornton Academy 10, South Portland 6 here at Martin Memorial Field. With me, Ed McElhaney, one of the more famous South Portland grads, if not football grads from the state of Maine. Ed, you go off to the pros, and we were talking before about the difference between Texas and California and New York. And what's it like when you first get out there and you're putting on your pads against some of the best?
It's at first you're in awe. You know, when I first went with the Steelers, it was Joe Green and Ernie Holmes. Probably some people don't even remember them, but you're in awe that you're playing against these people or playing with these people, actually. But once you get down playing with them, I was real, happy that I was able to compete with them, and I, felt that I had done a good job. And it was an experience that I guess I'll never forget, and it's one that I'm always willing to share with people. A lot of people would like the opportunity, and having played for 10 years, I got more than my fair share of seeing, famous people, so to speak, but I find out they're just regular people like us. No difference.
And you played at the University of Massachusetts. You played your collegiate football. Was that a lot more competitive than when you were here in Maine playing high school football? Was that like a major step out of high school?
Actually, it was. I think in retrospect, I wish I'd gone to maybe a bigger school from a football point of view, but it was a bigger step. Like you say, the caliber of play was a lot different. I found that I was a big fish in a small pond here, and it was just the opposite when I went to University of Massachusetts. And but the competition level is a lot keener, and I think it's a kind of a rude awakening as an athlete from Maine, where you're kind of cocooned here, to go out there and find out, geez, there's a lot of guys out there that can kick your butt, so to speak. But it was an interesting learning experience.
Finally, you're talking to a kid, maybe a 10th grader. He's playing a little junior high school football, an 8th grader. What's your advice? What do you do to make it as far as you did?
I think the bottom line is you really have to watch what you do. You have to have it's a goal in your life. You have to maintain a goal, and it's one that you have to work hard for. It doesn't come easy. I used to work 6 hours, 8 hours a day working out and training, and I stayed away from all the bad influences of life, and I just dedicated my life to playing. Nothing is easy. It doesn't come hard, but the rewards sure do pay, outweigh the work you put into it.
Okay, certainly did for you. Thanks for joining us, Ed. Ed McElhaney from South Portland, and on to the pros joining us here at halftime. We'll have more from Martin Memorial Field after this 2-minute timeout. Ed, thanks very much.
Thank you.
That was great. We appreciate it.
We'll be at the Schaefer's, okay?
Remember, no parties.
Sure, Dad.
can't believe they went home.
Great. Just great.
Excuse me, have you bought your Tri-State Megabucks ticket yet?
Can't say as I have. It's only $1 million this week. Small potatoes. I mean, what's $1 million these days? Anyway, they spread it out.
True. I suppose you couldn't use an extra $50,000 or so a year.
Oh, hold it, fella. I didn't say that.
Sure. What's an extra $1,000 a week? An extra $136.50 a day?
Come to think of it, I could use a little spare change for the laundry.
What's $1 million get you these days? Play Tri-State Megabucks and just imagine.
Skidoo breaks through with up to $300 cash back on selected late model specials. Breakthrough savings now at your participating Skidoo dealers. Your participating Skidoo dealers have a $100 breakthrough sportwear bonus. Good when you buy your brand new '89 Skidoo. Save today at your participating Skidoo dealer.
Take 36.
Get it right this time. Nissen oatmeal bread is baked with molasses and sugar.
Brown sugar.
Really? Cut. You blew it again, sports writer. Watch this. Try Nissen oatmeal bread, folks. Both the 1 pound and the big butter top are baked with rich molasses and brown sugar. See? Piece of cake.
You forgot to say oat.
Ball players.
Nissen, take 38.
Okay, you can see the band getting on the field, the Thornton Academy Golden Trojan Marching Band here at halftime at Martin Memorial Field in South Portland. The Thornton Academy Trojans leading the South Portland Red Riots 10-6 at halftime. This, of course, not the only championship game going on today. A pretty controversial finish to a game going on up in Falmouth. Throw it back upstairs to Jimmy Young, who's got highlights from the Morse Cape soccer game.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom Caron. It was a rather controversial ending for a soccer game, a game that ended in a 2-2 tie. Now, just to give you some background, they started the Class A state championship soccer game way back last Saturday afternoon at Hamden Academy. Cape had won that game 1-0. Morse protested the game, and thanks to the soccer committee of the MSSPA, they upheld the protest by the shipbuilders and ordered a resumption of play from a controversial penalty kick taken by Morse. It was scored in the game, but then taken off the scoreboard. The officials had made an error, so they start the game today from the penalty kick. Morse taking on Cape Elizabeth. Let's take a look at the highlights. Morse will be faced with a penalty kick. Aaron Collin against Scott Hiltonen, and bang, just like that, they're all tied 1-1. Now they would play the next 9 minutes and 30 seconds of regulation. That was Bobby Dahl's shot that found the back of the net on a free kick, and Cape Elizabeth led 2-1. But back comes Morse. Jamie Heater, who's just been an outstanding athlete in every sport for Morse, ties it again at 2-2 with 3:12 to play. And then the goalies take over from there. Chris Grayson for Morse, Scott Hiltonen for Cape Elizabeth, both outstanding. This game ends 2-2 after 4 sudden death, 10-minute overtime periods. Both teams had chances to score in the overtime. Neither did, so that game ends 2-2. And it's interesting to note that they will be crowned co-champions in that soccer game. And personally, I don't know. In my opinion, I think they should have ended it with penalty kicks just like they ended every other soccer playoff game. But then again, that is only my opinion. Tommy, how do you feel about it?
I think you're right, Jim. They made the rule a couple of years ago, and you got to have a champion. You got to feel a little bad for Tor Nielsen and the Cape Elizabeth soccer team. They thought they won it last year. They thought they'd repeat it, and they're still champions, but they're co-champions. It's a tough way to take it. That, of course, not the only other championship going on today. In the Class A Eastern title game for high school football, Winslow and Lawrence have played to a 0-0 tie at halftime, so that one pretty close to the vest. The winner, of course, of that game taking on the winner of this game next week in the state championship to be played at Bowdoin College, and we'll be carrying that game for you live on Channel 13 next week at 12:30. The score here, once again, Thornton Academy 10, South Portland 6 at halftime. Let's throw it to a commercial. We'll be back in a few minutes here on Channel 13.
See, this here first sticker on a new or used car or truck, what that means is that the person is a shrewd car buyer. You know, as a matter of fact, some people get so embarrassed about not having a Yankee Ford sticker on their car that they come by the Yankee Ford place and ask the Yankee Ford folks for a Yankee Ford sticker just so people won't think they paid too much for their car. Of course, the easiest and shrewdest way to get a Yankee Ford sticker on your car or truck is to buy your car or truck at Yankee Ford.
Somebody nice who cares for you.
Benefit Savings Bank is now offering a Visa card with no initial annual fee and one of the lowest interest rates around. Our card will also activate our ATM machines, as well as any ATM in the Plus System network. We're your local bank, serving local people.
Somebody nice, Benefit Savings Bank.
We really enjoy doing business with them. We started getting our eating oil from them in 1940. Doesn't seem possible.
My experience has been that when you need them, they're there.
Promised us the next day we'd have oil, and we did.
Well, they're a local company.
We like that.
We do?
Sure.
Well, I like how they've delivered reliably here.
There's a group of heating oil companies that you know. Now, all of these companies are good friends down east.
Okay, welcome back to halftime festivities here at Martin Memorial Field. The music blaring from the loudspeakers, the South Portland cheerleaders on the field, and Frank Fixaris and Jimmy Young up in the box with highlights from the first half.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. And the first half, well, we had a good one. And right away, South Portland got on the board. Of course, they capitalized on a turnover. As we look at the book, there were 2 apiece in that first half as far as turnovers are concerned. And these are teams that, as you said, rarely create the turnover. But here's South Portland's first touchdown, Jimmy, and Chris Rose.
On their first possession, Frank, and in fact, they picked up 3 first downs on their first possession of the first half. The only first downs that they picked up here in the first half. Chris Rose running in from 13 yards out for the touchdown, and the point after touchdown was wide by Adam Thibodeau. It was 6-0 after 1 quarter. Second quarter, Thornton Academy comes up with a 4th and 1 situation. South Portland thought they were going to punt. Couldn't get their prevent defense, their short yardage defense on the field in time. Lance LeBoy breaks a tackle right there, and then rambles 47 yards for really a 1st and goal. He got down to the 1-foot line, and they put him down right there at the 1-foot line, and then Thornton Academy punched it across with Lance LeBoy getting the touchdown from 1 yard. That made it 7-6 after Todd Maurice kicked that extra point, and Thornton Academy led 7-6. And then a field goal, a rarity in high school football.
That's right. Todd Maurice from the 22-yard line, a 32-yard field goal. And that's where we stand at halftime with South Portland trailing Thornton Academy 10-6. Real good football game. You look at the stats, though, you can see Thornton Academy gradually started to take over, and they were in control in that second period.
All right.
Here's the touchdown. Here's
the
LeBoy.
Touchdown by Lance LeBoy. Just went over right tackle that time and went in from about 1 foot out. Lance LeBoy capping up, and of course, you got to give him the football. He ran it down there 47 yards. You got to give him the ball. Now, the most glaring statistic at that first half is the total yards statistic. Thornton Academy, 220 yards in total offense. South Portland, only 55. Now, time of possession, 13 minutes and 46 for Thornton Academy, 10 minutes and 14 seconds for South Portland. They've had the football, they just have not been able to do anything with it on offense. And you know, we've been talking about the South Portland defense. Hey, let's give credit to the Thornton Academy defense for holding South Portland to 55 yards in total offense in that first half. Craig McLean, 1 for 6 in the first half. He had 1 interception, only 3 net yards. Christian Summer, 2 for 6 with 1 interception, net yards 56. Rushing yards, the story, though, 164 for Thornton Academy, just 52 for South Portland.
Yeah, that's the key, because Summer and LeBoy in that second period now started to take over So we get another look at Lance Lavoie. Here's the run that set up the touchdown. And the line of scrimmage, the 48-yard line. You'll see this guy, if he can't run around you, he's going to run over you. Right there, St. John can't hang on. Now he's got daylight down the sidelines. He's a big kid. He's about 6 foot, 205 pounds, and he's really grinding it out here. And Loubier trying to catch him from behind. He avoids the man in the secondary, and Loubier does drag him down. But that was a great run by Lavoie, and of course that set up the touchdown.
And pretty much half of his yardage in the first half rushing was on that one run. 13 attempts, 96 yards for Lance Lavoie. And then let's talk about the kicking game, because really those 4 points are courtesy of the kicking game. Todd Maurice.
Todd Maurice, here he is.
And now the 38-yard field goal with just, 16 seconds to play in the first half.
That's right.
Great. It was a high snap, too.
It was.
And
but look at this. This is about as true as you're going to get.
Oh, great kick right through. It made it. That could have been a good
Split the
40
uprights.
yards.
That's right. He had plenty of foot. That's right. That was from 32 yards away.
Something to think about if the game gets tied. Of course, there's 4 points between the two right now, with Thornton Academy leading 10-6. That's a weapon that Thornton Academy has. Hey, they can use it again and maybe win this football game on a field goal late.
Well, it won't be long. We'll be finding out. Both clubs have returned, of course, doing some stretching and some drills, and we'll get to that second half very shortly.
Pretty good crowd on hand, too, here, Frank.
Boy, I guess this is an ideal day, though. This is the 12th of November. This is a bonus when you've got weather like this.
Well, if we remember what it was like last year during state championship game at Bowdoin, it was 26 degrees. That was the high temperature, and the wind chill was way below 0. So, hey, this is like the tropics compared to what it was like last year at this time.
Next Saturday, that's where we'll be, I think.
Hey, I'm planning on being there.
Well, you never know.
Frank. I've got a lot of work to do between now and then.
Well, why I say that is you never know. The SBA might move it someplace.
That's right. It is true.
In the Eastern game, by the way, there you see, next Saturday at 12:30, Class A state championship game. And the winner from the Eastern section will either be Winslow or Lawrence. And as Tom Caron told us, that game between those two being played at Colby this afternoon is scoreless at halftime. So they've got one going there.
And already the Winslow had beaten Lawrence already earlier in this year at Lawrence. That game, today's game, being played at Colby. So no home field advantage in any high school football game at this late stage. Now, you remember, Frank, the opening toss was won by South Portland. They elected to receive to open the second half. And this may be a very key for South Portland. They're going to have Paul St. John back deep, a kid that has no touchdowns run back during the regular season off a kickoff. However, against Lewiston this year, a saving tackle by Dave Hessler at about the 3-yard line saved Paul St. John from going across. He almost ran one back against Lewiston. In that game, Paul St. John did run back a punt for a touchdown, his only score off special teams this season. So Paul St. John is the breakaway guy for South Portland, and you got to figure Thornton Academy knows it because both these teams are so well scouted, they're going to kick away from him.
All right, Dwayne Turnage will be the one to tee it up for Thornton Academy. Robichaud, St. John, and Chris Rose will be deep for the Riots. St. John in the middle.
Paul St. John, combined yardage, punt returns and kickoff return yardage, over 615 yards in 16 punts and kickoffs.
So as we get set to go, Thornton Academy leading at 10-6 will be kicking off to South Portland. Dwayne Turnage has it teed up at the 40-yard line.
And you watch, he's got a powerful foot, although he is, well, he's kicking with the wind.
Paul St. John is the man South Portland wants to get his hands on that football. Good kick. Way back. 10-yard line. It is St. John. East to the 20. Cuts it out to the 25, to the 30-yard line, and down he goes.
Good run that time. Good run back. About 20 yards, 19 officially by our stat man Jim Webb, and South Portland will have it 1st and 10.
He's out across the 30 at about the 31-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Riots, now trailing 10-6 as we get the second half underway. Darren Melanson just came off the field limping. He's a big part, of course, of that South Portland offensive unit and defense. He goes both ways. This is Robichaud trying to slant it off the left side. Very little running room there as we see
Doug Goulet came up.
Goulet up from the secondary, yeah.
Great hit that time. Again, hey, you know, all year long, all game, all the hype, we've been talking about the South Portland Red Riot defense, and sure enough, it's been the defense of Thornton Academy that's come to play here today and has done a number on the South Portland offense.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Riots on their own 31-yard line. Craig McLean puts St. John in motion now on a 2nd down play from his own 31 to give again to his deep man in that I formation.
Chris Rose.
Rose is at 29. He bangs it out to about the 35-yard line. Rose and Robichaud alternating at that spot. Robichaud in now, Rose to the sidelines. St. John always in there, most of the time anyway, as the wingback, and Pagoni the fullback.
All season long, South Portland has thrown to their backs, coming out of the backfield, and we have not seen them do that so far today. Something to look for here, especially trailing 10-6 early in the second half.
All right, again, they put St. John in motion. A 3rd and 5 from the 35. Try to swing it to Robichaud, and he finds a little bit of running room as he hits out close to the 40-yard line.
And short of
the first down by about a yard. They have to get it out to about the 41-yard line.
Now what do? Your coach, John Wolfram, you're going to punt it away.
I would think so.
You can't really afford to give Thornton Academy great field position now. Now, the opposite side of things, see, Thornton Academy could gamble and afford to give South Portland the field position on that 4th and 1 situation. Here, 4th and 1, South Portland's got to kick it back. Get Thornton Academy deep in their own territory.
Robichaud will do the punting. High snap through his fingertips. Big rush being put on, and he'll be down right there at about the 15-yard line.
And that is the first muff punt all season long by South Portland.
Well, you saw it. High snap from center. Robichaud went up, just couldn't get a handle on it. And it's down at the 15-yard line. Big break for Thornton Academy. And early here in the 3rd period, we get another look at it.
High snap. B.J. Cloutier, the center, just snapped it and was so anxious to get downfield for coverage. The ball went skying over Jason Robichaud. All he could do was really just fall on the football. No chance of getting a punt away. As soon as he was down, that's it. We're back to action.
All right, just Summer to Lavoie. Lavoie off right tackle for a couple of tough yards as he bangs it to about the 13-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, Frank, all game long, an uncharacteristic game for South Portland. They're making mistakes. They don't normally make mistakes.
Their 3rd turnover of the afternoon.
And the most turnovers that they've had in one game since the 2nd game of this season against Sampson.
Early in this 3rd period, 9 minutes remaining to play in the 3rd period as Langstaff goes wide to the far side of the field, Steve to the near side. A 2nd and 8 situation from the 13. Thornton Academy knocking on the door again. For Summer, the fake this time to Lavoie. The pitch is bobbled. Loose football. South Portland's on it.
They live and die with the option play sometimes. And that's what happened to Thornton Academy that time. Christian Summer just not able to get that football where he wanted it to go.
There it is. Eric Peterson was the man that came up with the football. Now watch. He couldn't get that football away. It's on the ground, and Eric Peterson is on top of it, and they exchange turnovers. A big play for the Riots.
Well, again, South Portland still faced with a situation. They have to move the football here on offense. Only 55 total yards in offense in the first half.
All right, the Riots with the football now on their own 17-yard line. Call it the 18. 1st and 10. They trail 10-6. The winner goes to a state championship meeting with either Lawrence or Winslow next Saturday. St. John, the wingback to the near side. McLean wants to throw, throwing sideline. It is complete to St. John, and he's dragged down as he's out across the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you, Frank, there was nobody covering Paul St. John on that play. Had to be a blown coverage by Thornton Academy.
There definitely was coverage missed because that's the same type play that we saw Summer come up with a big interception on. This one, a gain of 19 yards on a 1st down as we get another look at it. St. John, as you see, is a slot back there.
And there was just nobody on him until he caught the football. There you see it. Nobody in coverage against Paul St. John. You can't let that guy alone.
All right, on a 1st down play, coming straight ahead is fullback Mike Pagoni, but John Giuseppis is straight all over him.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you, Mike Pagoni, he's a little guy, but he's strong. He's built low to the ground. John Giuseppis just wrapped him up like a mummy hugging his child there. And just said, no way there, Mike, you're not going any further.
As we said, Giuseppe's an outstanding lineman, one of the fine linemen in schoolboy football ranks in the state, 6'3", 235, one of the captains of the Golden Trojans.
And Coach Dick Agresti said the University of Maine is not the only college team that has showed interest in John Giuseppe. All the Yankee Conference schools have at least written him a letter, and they know he's out there. But University of Maine obviously did the big push for a homegrown talent.
All right, South Portland, line of scrimmage to 37. No gain on that play, of course. It'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Mora now in at tight end for the Riots as McLean rolls to the right side. Rush put on. He gets away from it. Flag down as he's going to have to keep it and look for yardage up the sideline out across the 40-yard line, but a flag down on the play.
They're going to call Mike Pagoni for holding, I think, and I'll tell you, he's not too happy about that at all. Watch number 32.
32 right there, and he does, I think. Did he drag the man down?
Well, I don't know. It looked like the man just ran right over Mike Pagoni. If he held him, he didn't do a very good job of holding him. Craig McLean questioning the call by referee Don Allen right now. But as soon as that flag goes, you know that's trouble, and it is holding.
He had a hold of the jersey is what the indication is. You saw it.
Tried to drag him in that. As soon as the Thornton Academy defender went over him that time, went over Mike Pagoni. Pagoni went down, and I guess he just kind of grabbed him and grabbed a little bit of the shirt. That's what got detected.
They'll move it all the way back to the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about 25 from the 20-yard line. So the Riots in trouble here, trailing 10-6. 7:11 remaining to play, third period. Henderson will come wide to the near side. Rose will go to the far side. Single setback is Pagoni as St. John comes in motion. The give is to the fullback, Pagoni, and he battles his way for a few yards up the middle.
He almost escaped the clutches of John Giuseppe that time, but was not able to do so.
Get it out to about the 24-yard line. Gain of 4.
Very conservative play calling by South Portland. Always. I mean, you don't really change what got you to a Western Maine Championship game. But he's trailing 10-6, so they're going to have to put some points on the board. They're going to have to break a play here at some point.
3rd and 21 from their own 24. Some of the slot left formation to the near side of the field on a 3rd down play. McLean rolls, looking for Henderson on the sideline, and he can't make the play. In front of the South Portland bench, it's incomplete. It'll be 4th and long in a punting situation.
Punting situation, which the last time South Portland attempted a punt, the snap went high. Jason Robichaud wasn't able to do anything with it. Just fell on the football, turned the ball over. You got to wonder what's going to go through both the center, B.J. Cloutier's mind, and also the punter, Jason Robichaud's mind right now. That was the first blown punt of the year by South Portland.
All right, let's see what happens this time. Lambert and Langstaff are deep. Gets it away. It'll be a short kick. Lambert will grab it at midfield and down right there. Good coverage that time as Frank is down there quickly.
26-yard punt that time by Jason Robichaud, which is really around his average of 28 yards for the season. Oh, Mike Pagoni is really mad on the sidelines. I don't know if you can see that in the bottom part of your screen. He just punched the Gatorade container. And I don't care. Those Gatorade containers are tough, Frank. They don't give any.
Ball right at midfield. Thornton Academy 1st and 10, leading at 10-6. Christian Summer straight ahead. This is Babcock to the 45 and inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Susie, one of the tacklers. Craig McLean also from the secondary up to help out on the stop.
Interesting thing about Mike Babcock and 10 players in the starting lineup for Thornton Academy. They didn't play football 2 years ago. They've only been in football for 2 years. Mike Babcock, an outstanding athlete.
Steve goes wide, far side of the field. 2nd and about 3. Lavoie looking for 3, and they're going to be a tough 3. Susie's up on top, but underneath, who was that?
Mark Parmelo.
Parmelo, number 51, who made the hit.
Oof. And I'll tell you, Mark Parmelo felt that too. He's shaking his head a little bit, trying to get clear-headed again for this next play.
A gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and about 2 for Thornton Academy. They have the football on the South Portland 43-yard line. All right, key 3rd down play with 4:50 remaining to play in the 3rd period. Here comes Lavoie again, and he didn't get it. Tried to bang off that left side, and again, that defense gets tough out there for South Portland.
That was Mark Lubier that time on the hit.
So it'll be 4th and a yard coming up. Line of scrimmage actually right around the 43-yard line.
Now South Portland gets their punting unit out there, their special teams out there.
St. John and Rose back in double safety for the Riots as Eric Peterson will do the punting for the Golden Trojans.
South Portland looking to block it, maybe.
So they're coming. And McLean almost got a piece of it. Good punt by Peterson, though, and he'll roll through the end zone. Craig McLean put a great rush on, and a flag is down.
Now, he did not touch the punter, but there may have been offsides on the play. And that would give Thornton Academy a 1st down, and I think that's what's going to be here.
I think so. McLean is talking with the official, and I think the Riots were offside. If so, it'll be a 1st down for Thornton Academy.
Coach John Wolfram for South Portland is just beside himself on the sidelines, as are some of the South Portland players. This is a very uncharacteristic game.
No, holding is the call. Holding is the call.
Who are they holding at the line of scrimmage?
I don't know if they were trying to hold up somebody that was trying to go downfield. I don't understand it, but it's a holding with the indication
but it was
from referee Don Allen, and they're walking off 15 big ones.
But it's obvious that South Portland was coming to attempt to block that kick. They weren't setting up the return, that's for sure.
They walk it all the way to the 33-yard line, 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Trojans, moving in South Portland territory. So a big break for Thornton Academy. Summer, straight ahead, Babcock, cuts it, still on his feet, spins, shakes the tackler, and bounces inside the 20-yard line to about the 17-yard line.
I'll tell you, South Portland is frustrated right now, Frank. They're mentally down, and it's showing on their play, and we got a man down.
Yeah, we got a player injured, but he's all right. He's up quickly. I think that's the ball carrier. It was Mike Babcock. Get another look at it.
Watch Babcock.
Come straight up the middle.
Straight up the middle. And, again, break a tackle right there. Spun off him, still on his feet, before he's finally ridden down. Great run that time. 16 yards picked up by Mike Babcock.
So 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Thornton Academy moving the football. On a 1st down play, this is Lavoie, and again they've got some running room as Lavoie bangs it inside the 15-yard line. Susie in on the stop. And again, we got an official's timeout for an equipment adjustment. So let's take a timeout with the score. Thornton Academy 10 and South Portland 6.
And Pepsi is offering a special $5 rebate with the purchase of an ET video and Pepsi.
All right, Lance Lavoie again on a 2nd and 5 situation, the ball carrier. They may call for the chains on this one. This is close. As he gets it inside the 10-yard line, close to the 5-yard line, we may have the chain gang in here for a measurement.
You know, South Portland has been penalized 3 times for 20 yards, Frank. That's the most penalties for South Portland since the Portland game, which you really got to chalk up to the rivalry factor in that one.
And they bring those chains in, taking a look. And it looks to be a little short, is it?
Yep, it is short by about 2 inches.
So here it was, 2nd and 5, and nothing, no finesse here. This is just give it to Lance Lavoie and hit him off right tackle. and he picks up 4 more. Almost got the first down. So it'll be 3rd and short.
Gee, I think they'll give it to Lance Lavoie again. What do you think, Frank?
Line of scrimmage is the 8-yard line, the South Portland 8-yard line. Everybody in tight. That full house backfield now. Christian Summers sets his club on a 3rd and short situation from the 8. The give is to Lavoie. They got him in the backfield. Jeff Walker, one of the guys, I think, came cracking through.
Jeff Walker had a hold of him in the backfield and tried to pull him back, but we'll see with that forward progress. He only had to go 2 inches. So, again, you look at the spot, and I have a feeling they may have to measure again. Of course, you know they're well within field goal range, aren't they, Frank?
We know that. We're well aware of that now, and they will get the officials' timeout and take another look at it as the chains are run in. 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in this 3rd period. Thornton Academy deep in South Portland territory. They put it down again, and this time we can't get much of a look at it, but I don't think they got it. So, on the PA, they say it's 4th and a foot, so we'll go with that.
That's right. At 4th and a foot, they lost 10 inches on that play. No field goal.
They're going for it. Again, that full house backfield.
I think Thornton Academy thinks they can put away South Portland with a score here.
Double tight end type of situation with both Eric Peterson and Scott Newman in there. Just straight power here as they go for it. 4th down from the 8-yard line. Sommer himself, and I think he picks up the first down.
Oh, I would say he had that with about a yard to spare. That was good initial thrust that time by his center, and no problem picking up that first down. Although I do think they'll bring those chains over just to make it official and give us a little suspense up here.
Sommer is indicating to his coach that they picked it up. But they may ask for the measurement, and they're going to bring the chains in one more time. 2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in this 3rd period. It's been a scoreless period up to this point. Now, stretch them out again and take a look. And
good for a first down.
First down.
1st and goal now for Thornton Academy. And
ball on about the 7-yard line. And they stay with that double tight end situation here. Both Scott Newman and Eric Peterson. Full house backfield. Now, Babcock in motion. Lavoie bangs to the 5 and maybe the 4-yard line.
I'll tell you, Thornton Academy's been able to take a lot of time off the clock. 12 plays already on this drive. And they haven't really done much anything fancy. They're showing South Portland that they, too, have a power game and a ball control offense.
Well, that football right around the 5, just inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. But what they're doing, of course, is eating up the clock. Only a minute and 45 seconds remaining to play here in the 3rd period. Here they come again, and they stay with that double tight end situation. Full house backfield. Just a power formation. Sommer this time to Lavoie, trying to hit it off the left side.
Kenny Frank tripped him up at the line of scrimmage. Mike Sayward was in there on the tackle as well for South Portland.
Very little gain. Ball right around now, closer to the 4-yard line, but it'll be 3rd and goal from there. We'll see if Babcock, or Langstaff, rather, has brought in anything from the sidelines now. As they're out of that double tight end situation now, they got Langstaff wide right, Steves wide to the far side of the field. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 4. Sommer on the quarterback delay. Did he get it in?
No, I think he's short. He's definitely short of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now, your coach Dick Agresti, what do? 1 yard to go for a touchdown. And Coach John Wolfgram for South Portland is signaling for a timeout.
Here we get a look
at it again here.
A little bit of a delay, a quarterback draw type situation, and there he goes.
I think he wanted to hand the ball off to Lance Lavoie, and I don't think Lavoie wanted the ball at that point.
I think South Portland's called a timeout. While we have an opportunity, we get another look at it. Here, Sommer is stopped short, as you see, of the goal line. We have the opportunity. Let's take a break. It is 10-6. Thornton Academy leads it.
Take 36.
Get it right this time. Nissen oatmeal bread is baked with molasses and sugar.
Brown sugar.
Really? Cut. You blew it again, sports writer. Watch this. Try Nissen oatmeal bread, folks. Both the 1 pound and the big butter top are baked with rich molasses and brown sugar. See? Piece of cake.
You forgot to say oats.
Ball players.
Nissen, take 38.
All right, we've got a 4th and goal situation. John Wolfgram wanted the timeout. 35 seconds remaining in this third period. 10-6, Thornton Academy with the lead. A score here would make them tough to catch. The way they have played defense over the first 3 periods of this football game.
This drive, 13 plays, 49 yards. It's already eaten up 6 minutes and 16 seconds with 35 more seconds to play here in the third quarter.
All right, Summer has Steves wide to the far side. Lambert to the near side. On a 4th down play, it's Lavoie, and Lavoie is not in. They stopped him. Pomerleau. Mark Pomerleau, number 51, made a big hit for South Portland.
Well, Red Riots with the big stand. Now they've got some momentum. They also have 99 yards in front of them. They've got to get a touchdown here.
What a big play, though, by the nose guard, Mark Pomerleau.
Beautiful, great play by Mark Pomerleau. And I'll tell you, that front four is South Portland.
Here we get another look at it, Jimmy, and watch the play by Pomerleau. Bang, there he is.
Well, Lavoie wasn't going to be able to run over him that time. Now South Portland's deep in their own territory, and they've really got to move the football now.
All right, McLean brings them out. They're on their own 1-yard line, trying to come straight ahead, trying to wedge it out, trying to find a little bit of running room, and time is going to wind down here in the third period. They won't get another playoff unless we have timeout. So at the end of 3 periods, the score, Thornton Academy 10 and South Portland 6.
I know a country lawyer down east who's always saying, the large print giveth and the small print taketh away. You know, it kind of reminds me of them car commercials with the big letters flashing and all, and then down below they got them small letters that kind of turn the meaning of the big letters inside out and upside down. At Yankee Ford, they tell it to you straight, so you can leave your hip boots and your magnifying glass at home.
Let Yankee Ford make a shrewd car buyer out of you. America's favorite health kick milk. Come on, America, do that kick. America's favorite health kick milk.
Ever since I was a tiny boy, I don't need no candy, don't need no toys. I took a stick and an old coffee can. Bang on that thing till I had blisters on my hand.
Portland percussion, from beginner to the very top.
All right, we have 12 minutes remaining in this Western Maine Championship game, and South Portland has the football on their own 3-yard line, trailing 10-6. It'll be 2nd down and about 8. So the Riots with McLean back in the end zone, wants to throw long. He's throwing long for St. John. It's deflected. Goulet is the receiver, is the defender who got a hand on it.
That was just a fly pattern to Paul St. John down the near sideline. And St. John made a great play. The ball was underthrown. Craig McLean did not really get all of that pass. And St. John almost came up with that football. And he saw that it was underthrown. He cut back and almost came up with that football. But, of course, it wasn't able to do that. Incomplete.
So it's 3rd and 8 for the Riots from their own 3-yard line. Thornton Academy looking to dig in defensively and get good field position. The give this time is to St. John, trying to hit it off right tackle. He got out to the 5 and across the 5-yard line. But they're tough yards down in there.
And South Portland's going to have to get the football back to Thornton Academy.
Thornton Academy does exactly what they wanted to do, force the punt and look for good field position here early in this fourth and final period. Thornton Academy leading at 10-6, all the scoring in the game coming in the first half.
Thornton Academy's held South Portland to negative 16 yards already here in the second half, and only 55 total in the first half.
That's right. Ty Robichaud punting from his own end zone, and he gets one out of there. Fair catch, Lambert with the signal.
Very late.
It came late is right. But Thornton Academy has it, and they have it in great field position.
32-yard punt that time by Jason Robichaud, his best punt of the afternoon. Of course, his first really with the wind. And
see where they spotted it, just across the 40 at about the 39-yard line.
South Portland's defense in the third quarter, LeBoy only 14 yards rushing, and that's all they have.
But a first down play now from the Riot. 39 coming straight ahead is Babcock, and this time they've got some running room as he hits it out across the 35 and close to the 30-yard line before the Riots can finally drag him down.
Babcock has the majority of the rushing in the second half for Thornton Academy, as the South Portland defense has made enough adjustments. They've stopped Sommer and LeBoy, but Babcock has been the one who's been able to run the football. 25 yards here in the second half.
A gain of about 6 on that play. It'll be second down and about 3.5 yards for the first down. Steves, wide, near side of the field. Second down play. Sommer straight ahead this time to Babcock. And again, he hits it up the middle to the 30 and maybe the 29-yard line. They're spotted right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Well, another short yardage situation for the Riots on defense. Thornton Academy been able to do their best on these short yardage situations. I'm not going to be surprised to see him go for a pass here.
And it's Lavoie. And Lavoie banging hard for that first down. He had to get it to the 29, and that's just about where he is as he bangs it off the right side. He's carrying Lubier along with him.
Good for a first down. That's why I'm up in the booth. Lance Lavoie, hey, give him the football in any short yardage situation. He'll get you a first down. Except for the ones recently.
Get another look at it.
That's good, Frank. We're harmonizing there.
There he goes, and there you see the linebacker, Lubier, gets a hold of him, but he's got the first down as he just falls forward.
You see in South Portland going after the ball, too. That's something they consciously go after, trying to force that turnover.
So the line of scrimmage now the 29, 1st and 10, and here comes Lavoie off the left side to the 25 and inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Eric Peterson, McLean, all in on the stop, along with number 66 getting up there and limping a little bit is Ken Frank, the linebacker.
Well, Thornton Academy taking time off the clock. They took about 7 minutes off the clock in the third quarter and came away with no points thanks to a great goal line stand by South Portland. But here they are again, driving the football and taking time off the clock.
Football out at the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6 from there. Sommer straight ahead again, just power running. Lance Lavoie, 6-footer, 205 pounds.
Lance Lavoie, unofficially 26 carries, 125 yards in this game already. 47 coming on one run.
Football on the 22-yard line. We've got a 3rd down coming up. Third and about 4, a little long 4, let's say. Line of scrimmage right around the 22-yard line. All right, Sommer wants to throws it to him, incomplete. Langstaff, I thought, had a handle on it, but as he was hit, that ball popped out. So big play defensively that time by the Riots.
That was Mike Fagoni on the hit and on the defensive coverage that time.
We get another look here.
Take a look again. Just a little turn-in pattern that time by Langstaff.
No, he never really did have the handle.
No, the pass was behind him a little bit. As Christian Summers having problems putting it. Tom Caron down on the sidelines has an update on the Eastern Maine game. Tom?
That's right, Jimmy. As this game winds down in the East, Winslow has taken a 7-0 lead over Lawrence in the third quarter. Trying to make it to Bowdoin next week. Back upstairs.
All right, that's next Saturday afternoon. Right now, Thornton Academy's looking to get there. They're ahead 10-6. Here's a 4th down play, and Sommer wants to throw. He throws it over the middle. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of speed. And he was nailed by McLean.
Great defensive play again by Craig McLean, who arrived right at the right time. You try and time that play so that you're making contact at exactly the moment that the receiver reaches the ball and knock it out of his hands. And that's exactly what Craig McLean did. South Portland takes over at their own 22-yard line. Here's another look at it. Somers back to pass.
Yeah, good protection this time.
Good protection. Nice pass, too. Rifled it right in there. And boom, there's the hit by Craig McLean. Incomplete. Now McLean puts on his quarterback shoes, and he runs the offense for the Riots.
So let's see if the Riots can get it going now offensively. That's St. John in motion. First down play from their own 22. Chris Rose slants it off the left side, hit, and down he goes at the 25.
I'll tell you, Frank, this is the drive that South Portland needs. They've really got to go 78 yards to punch one in. There's 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. If they don't get the football, if they have to give the football back to Thornton Academy now, it's going to be trouble. Because the Trojans have showed that they can take time off the clock. Now South Portland, this is what they call gut time. Time to dig deep.
Henderson comes wide, near side of the field. Second down play, almost 8 as they have the football on the 25-yard line. Again, St. John in motion. McLean rolls to his right. He's looking to throw short to St. John. It's complete at the 35. He's to the 40. He's to the 45-yard line and rolled out of bounds.
And I'll tell you, the South Portland players are looking for a flag and a late hit on that play.
St. John is claiming face mask, too.
Yep.
Play in all covers 26 yards, and it'll be a first down. John Wolfgram just throws his hands up in the air, pointing to the official. He showed face mask, but he will not get a call.
All right, McLean's going to his favorite receiver here, Paul St. John, out of the backfield. St. John makes the reception, and then watch the little move right here. And there he gets by his man, cuts up the sideline, picks up 5 more yards. Paul St. John.
There you see the violation. You got the face mask violation right there, and it wasn't called.
Good job, guys.
All right, at their own 49-yard line. On the counter, they come with St. John trying to sweep it to the near side, but he's going to be banged out of bounds in front of his own bench.
Well, picked up 5 yards, so Paul St. John did a nice bit of running. It was really just one-on-one against the defense that time, and St. John got all of those yards on their own, and Thornton Academy wasn't going for any stakes.
Spotted at the 47-yard line. So it'll be a gain of almost 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. Thornton Academy trying to dig in, a 10-6 lead. South Portland, 7:24 remaining to play in the football game. As you said, this is the drive. They've got to put this together. They've got to put points on the board this time. Henderson goes wide, far side of the field. Motion, St. John. Straight ahead. They're trying to pump Fagoni, but nowhere to go.
No way that time.
Lavoie leads the defensive charge. Number 45. He's been all over this football field.
Sean Willett also came in and helped out on that tackle. You know, South Portland's trying to still keep that running game going, and I mean, that's how they got here, and that's their bread and butter. That's what they have to do, but Thornton Academy, they're not able to run on Thornton Academy.
That's a tough front four. They got DeLuca and Pelletier at the ends, DeZepis and Lavoie, and then behind them the linebackers Willett, Vigu, Jerry, and Jason Lee.
Big third down here.
And sometimes Newman's in that linebacking core. Here it is, 3rd and almost 7 for South Portland. McLean wants to throw. He's being rushed. He's going to have to run with it. And he dives. Did he get it? I think he did. He picks up the first down.
Heads-up play by Craig McLean that time. Saw his blocking breaking down in front of him and just tucked it away and ran with the football.
Pretty good coverage, too, by Thornton Academy in the secondary.
Another look at it. Watch. He looks downfield. His intended receiver was covered. There goes his blocking, and he just steps up, has a big hole, picks up 11 yards in the first down. As we mentioned, he's a tight end converted to quarterback, so he's not afraid to take a hit.
All right, South Portland trying to put a drive together here. That's St. John in motion to give us to St. John, trying to sweep it to the right side, cuts it back, and he's got some running room close to the 30-yard line before he's run out of bounds. Goulet, number 35, over there to run him out of bounds, but a pickup for St. John to, let's see where they spotted, about the 30-yard line.
That was a good run by Paul St. John. He really waited for his blockers in front of him to set up. You know, this is a very intelligent football team by South Portland.
There's another look at it. Watch St. John.
He'll wait until he gets his blockers in front of him. There's Mark Louvier leading the way, and he picks up the 6 yards.
And it's finally Goulet to run him out of bounds. All right, the pitch this time to Rose, trying to swing it to the near side, and he's run out of bounds right close to the line of scrimmage.
Okay, David Goulet having a great game on defense. South Portland has not been able to turn the corner once on any of their sweep plays, really.
South Portland, of course, loves to run that sweep. And you're right, it's been pretty well contained all day long. 5 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the football game. No gain in the play. They're still at the 30-yard line. It's 3rd and 4.
Another big 3rd down for South Portland. They converted it thanks to Craig McLean's scramble the last time.
Henderson goes wide, far side of the field, into the slot. Goes St. John. Look for McLean to throw the football there. He doesn't. He goes to Rose instead, and Rose hits it inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Gain of a couple, but they'll be short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th and 2 again. Newman in as a linebacker, in on the hit that time defensively for the Golden Trojans.
Now, an interesting situation on 4th down here for South Portland, Frank. They are not afraid to throw the football on 4th down. They may give you that fake into the line, roll out, and throw it. They did that against Portland this year, and were very effective doing it, scoring a touchdown.
Well, here they come up to the line of scrimmage on a 4th down play with 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the game. They're going from the I formation. 4th and 2 from the 28. McLean rolls to his right, big rush. He gets the pass away, intercepted. Picked off by David Goulet. And Goulet is up to about the 39-yard line, and that may do it for South Portland.
Well, that was the big play that Thornton Academy needed. As I mentioned, I told you, watch for the pass on 4th down for South Portland. Obviously, Thornton Academy had South Portland well scouted. They were looking for the pass. David Goulet, who has played an outstanding game all game
Look at
long
the rush.
here.
Big rush.
Big rush that forced McLean really to throw it before he wanted to. Goulet just stepped in front of his man, picked it off, and now Thornton Academy has the football and the lead with 5 minutes to play. Now the pressure's back on the South Portland defense. They've got to come up with a football.
They've got to come up with a turnover, and you know with a kid like Lavoie that the Trojans are going to grind it out here with 4:48 remaining to play. Here he comes, right straight ahead. This is Lance Lavoie out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Louvier is there. Frank is there in on the stop along with Sayward, number 63 for the Riots, but they need the football. The clock continues to move. 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in this Western Maine Championship game. The winner into the state championship next weekend. Langstaff split wide, far side of the field. Steves to the near side. A 2nd down play, 2nd and 8 from the 41. Again, the fake to Lavoie. And there goes Summer out across the 45 to midfield to the 45 to 40. He may go the distance. They may not catch him. Christian Summer, touchdown. 59-yard scamper by quarterback Christian Summer. That time he faked to give to Lavoie, and he just tucked it under his arm and goes for the score, and that'll do it.
Well, there's the game-breaking ability of Thornton Academy right there. Christian Summer. You waited for Babcock. You waited for Lavoie. You got Christian Summer.
Here's another look
at it.
There's the fake to Lavoie.
Everybody on South Portland went for it. Pagoni wasn't able to get Summer that time as he was guarding for the pitch. He broke the tackle, and all Christian Summer had to do was outrace the defensive secondary for South Portland to the end zone. Eric Moore, the last man, no problem. Christian Summer puts it away, and the extra point is no good by Thornton Academy. So, Frank.
We'll take a break right now as they come back upfield. The score, Thornton Academy 16, South Portland 6.
Excuse me, have you bought your Tri-State Megabucks ticket yet?
Can't say as I have. It's only $1 million this week. Small potatoes. I mean, what's $1 million these days? Anyway, they spread it out.
True. I suppose you couldn't use an extra $50,000 or so a year.
Well, hold it, fella. I didn't say that.
Sure. What's an extra $1,000 a week? An extra $136.50 a day?
Come to think of it, I could use a little spare change for the laundry.
What's $1 million get you these days? Play Tri-State Megabucks and just imagine.
Well, we have 3 minutes and 59 seconds remaining. And in those 3 minutes and 59 seconds, South Portland has a lot to do offensively, trailing now 16-6.
And this is a team that doesn't put points on the board in a hurry. And it's something that they're going to have to do. I'll tell you right now, Paul St. John, the game breaker. And they're going to kick away from
That's it. Turnage just squibs it to one of the up men to get a hold of it. This is Melanson. Melanson gets it out across the 35-yard line. But they didn't want Paul St. John touching that football.
Now, you can't really blame them. I'll tell you, Thornton Academy did a great job of scouting South Portland. They were looking for the pass on that 4th down, and that's what the Red Riots had in their playbook. David Goulet picked off the interception, picked off the pass by Craig McLean, and that helped set up Christian Summers' big game-breaking run. The Trojans now with a 10-point lead with 3:46 to play. Christian Summer, 11 carries, 114 yards, 1 touchdown. Lavoie also over 120 yards rushing in this game.
All right, it's a first down for the Riots as time winds down. Again, St. John in motion and back to throw as McLean throws over the middle, complete to Henderson at midfield. He's gone. He may go the route. It's a foot race. John Henderson is caught at the 1-yard line.
Well, just when we were saying that you can't put points on the board in a hurry for South Portland, bang, McLean to Joe Henderson. He goes 64 yards to the 1-yard line, and South Portland has it first and goal with 3:21 to play. Oh.
Well, if they punch this one in, it'll get real interesting.
And you know, Frank, you say to yourself, that was just a little turn-in pattern by Joe Henderson. We'll take a look at it again. Where was this play earlier in the game when South Portland was down by 4? There's a great shot of Henderson on the pattern, and then it was just a foot race. First and goal now, South Portland.
All right. On the first down play, Craig McLean just dives in for the touchdown.
And now 3 minutes and 7 seconds to play in this football game, and all of a sudden we've got a 4-point game. Now what do? Do you go for 2? Or do you kick the extra point?
We'll see.
Thornton Academy missed their extra point the last time they had an opportunity to do that.
It's 16-12. You go for 2, and of course you put yourself in a position where you can win it with a field goal, right?
Right. Then again, if you miss, you have to score a touchdown.
That's right. Well, Thibodeau is definitely not in the football game.
Nope, they're going to go for 2. They need those 2 points.
There are 3 minutes and 7 seconds remaining to play in this football game. The Riots are looking to go for 2. This is McLean. He wants to throw for it. He's got a man. Mora. They've got the 2 extra points. It is now 16-14, and the Riots are into it. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back in a moment. 16-14. Thornton Academy leads it.
Has come home on video cassette. And Pepsi is offering a special $5 rebate with the purchase of an ET video and Pepsi.
All right, you got to keep your eyes open here for the onside kick. You never know.
That's right. Thornton Academy has 5 players up on the line of scrimmage.
As Thibodeau will kick for the Riots. 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining, as we say. And he'll kick it. He'll squib it. Wow. Turnage. Dwayne Turnage makes a great grab of a line drive. Melanson there to make the tackle, but they've got pretty good field position.
Boy, that was a bullet off the foot of Adam Thibodeau. Hey, Caper Morris could have used one of those in the soccer game this afternoon.
He was looking for a squib kick, but Turnage just plucked it out of the air on him.
So Thornton Academy has good field position here. They have a 2-point lead. They really don't have to score again, but they also want to control the football, and that's going to be the key now.
That's it. Clock moving, and let's see if they can grind it out. A couple of first downs, of course, would do it for the Golden Trojans. Uh-oh, a mix-up in the backfield. And Sommer is caught back there, but he gets away from a couple of tacklers and gets back to the line of scrimmage. And maybe picked up a yard or two.
There is the athletic ability of Christian Sommer that time. In the backfield, Mark Parmelo and James had a shot at him, and they were just not able to get him.
A mix-up in on the play in the first place between he and Lavoie, but Sommer made something out of it. It picked up a couple of yards, and they put it out almost to midfield, almost to the 45, we should say. We'll call it the 44-yard line. It'll be second down and about 8 from there. Thornton Academy in their own territory and leading it 16-14. Time winding down as Lavoie is hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Number 79, Jeff Walker. 230 pounds of him. Hits Lance Lavoie and makes the stop. 1:53 remaining to play in this football game.
Third down now. South Portland really, I mean, you got to figure Thornton Academy will punt it at this point if they're stopped on this third down play. Big third down for the Golden Trojans with 1:30 now to play in this football game.
Key for the Riots right here is to hold defensively right here. They got to get that football back. Third down play. Sommer down the line of scrimmage, trying to cut it up, can't go anywhere. He was nailed. So the Riots get the job done defensively, and they will get the football back.
And they've taken a timeout, a smart timeout with 1:21 to play, because Thornton Academy could have wound that clock down to under a minute. At least this way, South Portland will get the ball back with some time on the clock. And then we'll see the Red Riots 1-minute drill.
16-14. Thornton Academy with the lead. Remember, back there in one of those double safeties for South Portland will be a fellow by the name of Paul St. John.
And he's a game breaker. Thornton Academy has 3 timeouts left. South Portland down only 1. Here's a replay of the last play. Christian Sommer gets turned in beautifully by the defense of South Portland. They strung him out. Eric Peterson making the hit. He's had a great game on defense for South Portland. Who hasn't? I'll tell you something, Frank. This has been a great football game, and both teams have a lot to be proud of this afternoon.
The other Eric Peterson, the one from Thornton Academy, will do the punting now. Double safety. Paul St. John and Chris Rose. 46-yard line, the line of scrimmage, and Peterson gets it away. A high but short kick. They're going to let it bound. And it takes a good bounce for South Portland. And it's going to be down by Thornton Academy. Let's see where they spot that football. It's across the 35-yard line. It's out at about the 37-yard line. So not bad field position with 1:13 remaining.
Now what do you do, Frank? Well, you're going to have to throw the football, obviously. Thornton Academy knows that. They'll be in a prevent defense. You're going to look for some short passes underneath the zone, in between the seams of the zone a little bit. Maybe South Portland will try and cross them up and run the football. Maybe a draw play.
Here comes Henderson wide to the near side. Mora goes wide to the far side. Of course, you got to look for St. John as the primary receiver. Most of the time here he comes in motion on first down. Big rush. Giuseppe's on the rush. Going to be intercepted again by Thornton Academy. And that should do it for the Riots. Sean Willett comes up with the interception. As you were right, they dropped back in that prevent, and the linebacker comes up with a big interception.
That's right, Sean Willett. That's really the second big play he's had in this game. Craig McLean, not a great pass. It's the 5th turnover by South Portland in this football game, the most of any game this season.
We'll get another look.
McLean here, running back under a lot of pressure by John Giuseppe, and you better get rid of the football. And, hey, that time Willett just stepped right in front of his man. He had the coverage of Paul St. John out of the backfield, and he was able to pick off the football and really put Thornton Academy in control of this game with 43 seconds to play now. And the Golden Trojans have taken a timeout with the 2-point lead and with the football. Now they want to make sure they don't give up the football with only 43 seconds
to play. That's all. It's just 43 seconds, and, of course, a couple of plays and wind down the clock, and we're out of here. But they were in that zone. And our linebacker dropped back, and he made the play, a great play by Sean Willett. But defensively, Thornton Academy has done an outstanding job all afternoon. That big play, of course, by Henderson.
Coach John Wolfram has his face in his hands right now. This coach gets into these games so emotionally and is such an excitable guy. He's so intense on the sidelines. I really just think that they're devastated. I think he's already kind of talked to his team and said, hey, guys, we're going to have one more shot at this. We're going to have to make an interception or a fumble, force a fumble, and you know they go after that. They practice that in practice every day here at South Portland High School. Now they need it because they're really down to it. They've had the opportunities in this game, 5 turnovers. And Frank, you got to give credit to the Thornton Academy defense. We've been talking about the South Portland Red Riot defense all week long and all game. They've been outstanding. But the Golden Trojans are very credible as well.
As I said, that one play what was it, 64 yards. You know, that's about the only thing Thornton Academy's given up defensively here in the second half.
That's right.
That slant they threw to Henderson over the middle. And you look for Summer just to, I would think, just to kneel down with it.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do.
That's all. Do that twice and you're out of here with a Western Maine title.
South Portland cannot stop the clock. They don't have any more timeouts left. 35 and counting.
No, they have one.
They have one left.
But the
Thornton
clock
Academy
continues.
took that last time out before that.
It continues to move, though, Jimmy. They haven't taken the timeout. 20 seconds remaining. They'll kneel down with it just one more time, and they may take their timeout, but then they can do it again. That should do it. The Golden Trojans should have themselves a Western Maine championship. Clock is stopped with 5 seconds remaining. That's what I
South
thought.
Portland did take their last time out there. Now, why they waited until there was 5 seconds to go is really beyond me.
Well, I don't know why they waited. You're right.
They could have taken it with about 40 seconds to play and forced... Thornton Academy really had more timeouts. I mean, it was just a matter of time. They were just going to run this clock out.
No. So it'll be Thornton Academy in a state championship game.
And you know, Frank, it was 2 years ago that they won a state championship game, and last year really got hurt by the injury bug. Christian Sommer, their fine quarterback, broke his hand, I believe, early in the season, and Jeff Sear, another outstanding back, got hurt. And they finished 5-4, and 3 of those 4 losses came by 1 point. So an outstanding program at Thornton Academy.
All right, final play of the game right here. As the clock will wind down. 1 second, and that will do it. And Thornton Academy has won the Western Maine Championship, beating South Portland this afternoon, 16-14. About as good a football game as you'll get to see in the schoolboy ranks. Just outstanding football played out here this afternoon. We had the big play. We had some outstanding defense, as we see down on the field. Congratulations here.
And what an outstanding year for South Portland. They came into this game unbeaten at 10-0. This will be their only loss of the year. It's a 2 points to a fine Thornton Academy team. A team that was unbeaten going into the final week of the regular season before they got beat by Biddeford. I see Tommy Caron down on the sidelines. He almost had Coach Dick Agresti for Thornton Academy, and I think he's waiting. He's waving to one of our photographers to get over to him, as I know the coach would love to talk to Tommy at this point. Well, Frank, you know, you couldn't have asked for a better football game. I mean, South Portland, when they look back at this game, they're going to be able to look at it and say, hey, we made mistakes, we made turnovers, and that's what cost us the football game. And really, when you get right down to it, that is the story of this game.
Well, I see Tommy Caron. He's got a collar on Dick Agresti. So let's get, if we can, down to Tom Caron. He's down there with the winning coach, Dick Agresti. So if you're ready to go down there, let's hear from him.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
This season, the critics said your record said more than your team did. You didn't play the 2 big boys. Now you've played the 2 big boys and beat them. It says a lot for your team, doesn't it?
It sure does. You know, all year long we've been hearing that stuff, but we really haven't been paying much attention to it. As you can see out here today, you know, South Portland's an excellent football team. They didn't give up. They came back at us. But we're a good football team also, and I'm very, very proud of my boys. I'm proud of the community. It's just a great win for Thornton Academy.
Third quarter, you had the 4th and 1. You didn't get in. Were you worried at that point?
You're always worried, but, you know, I knew if we didn't score, we had them deep in the hole. I think if it would have been later in the game, I probably would have kicked another field goal to go up to 7. But we weren't. We were trying to get the the clincher right there. But South Portland rolls to the Cajun. They're a good football team.
Chris Sommer on the keeper, went in for the touchdown. Was that planned as a keeper?
Yes, it was. That was a load option, and we had told him on the play-in I did not want him to pitch the football, and he made a great move. He's a great runner. He's a great football player.
Obviously worked. A great win for your team. Congratulations, Coach. You go next week to the state champion. How do you feel?
I feel great. You know, we were there 2 years ago, and couldn't have come any sooner.
Take it every other year, right?
We sure will.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Dick Agresti, let's throw it back upstairs. The Thornton Academy Golden Trojans are the Western champs.
They sure are. 16-14 final here. Thornton Academy winning it. So I guess it means a trip to Bowdoin for Thornton Academy. But a great year for South Portland also. A team that went 10-1 on the season. They lost one game, up by 2 points, and that was an outstanding football game played this afternoon. We understand Winslow is leading 7-6 in that game, so it very well could be late in that game, and it could be a Thornton Academy-Winslow matchup, and that would be a good matchup. But whatever it is, let's hope we can have a football game half as good as what we had here this afternoon.
What an exciting football game. Both teams have a lot to be proud of. When I was talking to both coaches all week, and I said, you know, guys, I said, it's too bad that there has to be a loser, because in high school football sometimes only one team ends their season on an up note. The loser ends their season on a down note, yet South Portland has nothing to be ashamed of as the crowd gives them a deserved round of applause as they head to the locker room. A team that finished 10-1, played really perfect football all year long. They get to the Western Maine Championship game and play uncharacteristically with the turnovers, 5 turnovers. You got to give credit to Thornton Academy's defense for a lot of that. But hey, Thornton Academy is in the Western Maine Championship game, and South Portland a lot to be proud of. And next week we'll have it for you. And wait,
let's go down to Tom Caron. I think he was chatting with South Portland coach John Wolfgram, and I certainly do appreciate the effort there by John Wolfgram, because the last thing he certainly wants to do is talk about this football game on television, but I appreciate it. Let's go down to Tom Caron.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us. Certainly a tough loss. Your kids played a great game out there, as they showed. They fought right to the end.
Yeah, Thornton Academy made the plays to win, and you know, we played hard. We had a couple turnovers, and we played very well defensively. Defensively, they were tough too. We had to rely on a couple big plays, and to their credit, you know, they won the ball game. They made the plays. The Summers won the last one. The difference was a field goal in the first half, and you know, we played with everything we had. We gave them some looks, and you know, we just a little too late, I guess.
Certainly a 10-1 record, nothing to hang the head of the team about. They must be very proud.
Hey, it's a nice record. It's a nice record, but you know, it's the way it goes.
Coach, thank you for joining us. John Wolfgram of South Portland. Let's throw it back upstairs.
So that will do it. South Portland 10-1, Thornton Academy 10-1, but going to a state championship. We just had an outstanding afternoon. My thanks to my colleague Jimmy Young, and to Tommy Caron down on the field, to our director Dave Bean, and our statistician Jimmy Webb, and to the guys that hung out on those cameras that do such an outstanding job. The final score here this afternoon: Thornton Academy 16, South Portland 14. That's it from Martin Memorial Field in South Portland.
Excuse me, have you bought your Tri-State Megabucks ticket yet?
Can't say as I have. It's only $1 million this week. Small potatoes. I mean, what's $1 million these days? Anyway, they spread it out.
True. I suppose you couldn't use an extra $50,000 or so a year.
Well, hold it, fella. I didn't say that.
Sure. What's an extra $1,000 a week? An extra $136.50 a day?
Come to think of it, I could use a little spare change for the laundry.
What's $1 million get you these days? Play Tri-State Megabucks and just imagine.
Pepsi-Cola is pleased to announce that E.T. has come home on video cassette. And Pepsi is offering a special $5 rebate with the purchase of an E.T. video and Pepsi.
You know, after spending long Maine winters with cold, wet feet, I finally discovered the solution at Lamy Wellahan. Bates floaters.
You see, they're made of water-repellent full-grain leather, stitched to a lightweight unimolded sole, and they're fully fleece-lined. Bates floaters, the most practical form of winter footwear around. And you know something? They really do float.
You got the lady well and walk.
Ever since I was a tiny boy, I don't need no candy, don't need no toys. I took a stick and an old coffee can. Bang on that thing till I had blisters on my hand.
Portland Percussion, from beginner to the very top.
This Western Maine Class A high school football game has been brought to you by Seltzer and Ride Home, your Pepsi-Cola bottler of Auburn, Portland, and Augusta. Pete's True Value Hardware, Scammon Street, Saco. Tri-State Megabucks, just imagine the feeling. Yankee Ford, Waterman Drive, South Portland. And by your local Coca-Cola bottlers. Coke, can't beat the feeling. This has been a Channel 13 sports presentation. Welcome to WGME Saturday Afternoon Movie. Today, Susan Sarandon and Burt Lancaster star as a casino worker and a former criminal who get involved.